Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Synth Geekery. It's been a couple of weeks and it's so nice to have you back. There's a tiny amount of people here. They've all abandoned me now because I took a couple of weeks off. Oh, well, boo-hoo to them. We've got a fair bit to get through today, and you could probably imagine why. We've had Superbooth happen, what's still happening technically. I think all the products have pretty much gone through though. I just want to kind of get through this. So I'm going to... there's quite a lot, I guess. Episode 202, it's the 13th of May 2023. That's just for YouTube if you needed that. 9 p.m. here where I currently am streaming from, which by the way is Perth in Western Australia. So you go look it up on your atlas or your map and you'll probably find that it's a long way away from wherever you are, most likely. Anyway, Synth Geekery is usually a weekly live podcast about synthesizers, sequencers, drum machines, DAWs, and other music technology. And we have our regular segments that we usually try and cover the show and a topic each week as well. We've bringing you this show for over 4 years now, so that's pretty cool. To keep the show going, obviously, we have Patreon here, which is patreon.com/Ranzee. Or you can avail yourself to the channel memberships below, or the super chats. Keep this show going, please. It's I think 4 years is a great effort, and we can do another 4 years, I think, easily. Anyway, our socials continue on Discord and Facebook as well. I can give you the link to Discord in a second if you like. But a quick reminder, I guess, is that all the videos and websites and images and links and things like that we show during the show will be available to you guys for free on our blog article on the Ranzee.com Synth Geekery episode 202 for this particular one, and you'll be able to go and check it all out. So images from Price Watch, from the funny side, all that sort of stuff will be in there, and it's usually available about 8 hours, 12 hours or something after the show airs. Right, let's get on to guests because we have a lot of them. God, there's a lot to cover today. But speaking of a lot to cover today, we'll get to what that is in a sec. But let's have it really, really quick. And you know, not because we need to be quick, but let's have a really, really quick hello to everyone. Starting with Darren. Big, real quick if we can, Darren, because we've got to get through a lot today.
Hello.
How's your couple of weeks been, mate?
It's been fine. It's been fine. I don't know where it's gone actually. It's got round already. I've been working on live stuff for because I'm a bit weird because I start like my first concept was Wembley Stadium full kit, and then I have to work back from that till eventually I get to something and how to play it. So at the moment I'm still halfway between Wembley Stadium and one small venue and working out to play it. So yeah, I'm still in the O2 arena, Darren. My head around that. Yeah, I'm still stuck in that at the moment. So I'm still wrapping my head around how I can compress everything and do what I want to do and play. Fabulous. Is probably the main thing. And the other thing is, thanks to everyone who got The Life We Live 2. So I hope you all enjoy that album. I've had to listen to it a few times myself, actually. But yeah, other than that, everything's been fine.
Fantastic. Awesome. Lovely to have you. Lovely to have you. Now, next, we'll go to Ian. Big hello to you, Ian.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night. What have I been up to? I've been working on a live set, which I am performing. I'm scared to death. I'm performing for half an hour next Thursday at an electronic club called Wavelength in Whitby, which is the goth capital of the world, I think. My live set is currently there.
Nice.
So, and what I'm doing is I'm actually doing it to I've created a half-hour film. So I'm doing it live to picture, and every time I do it, it's different, which is what I expect, really. You know, so I'm just doing lots of rehearsals, really, once a day for half an hour. And this turned up. Bargain of the month. £21 from eBay.
Wow.
No, but it was an auction. It's an Alesis Compact Kit 7.
Kit 7, right. I remember those.
Yeah. I can't play it.
But... They weren't £27 when they first came out. I'll give you the tip.
No, and they're still not £27 now. Yeah. But I thought, £27.
Did good.
Yeah, and it all works, which is always
Oh
surprising. I thought it
wow!
might not
So
work.
every little pad
But
works. Everything nice.
Yeah, everything works. The pedals double tap sometimes, but that's probably normal. So you need to replace the pedals. But yeah, apart from
does
that,
it have the HR16 sound sets in it? Like the famous ones from the little HR16.
I don't know. It's got 50 with it'd be 45. It's got 45 kits. I haven't gone through them all yet. It literally turned up yesterday.
It probably does.
And there's 5 that you can, and 5 user kits that you can obviously make up what you like.
Yeah,
so,
there'll be some Depeche Mode.
There's a bit of percussion there. I quite like the percussion sounds.
Nice. Awesome.
So,
awesome. Fantastic. All right, Brooksy, your turn. Hello, mate.
Hello. You're right. Welcome back, Ranz.
Cheers, bud.
What have we been doing? What have I been doing? No idea. Well, I sort of just live in a cloud. We did a thing for Hardware Jams last week. Yes, and then we were Grace and I were invited to host the Hardware Jams stream through, which they do on a Monday night, which was very silly. I have to be honest. It was Hardware Jam's 4th birthday, 5th birthday, Hardware Jam, a birthday anyway. So we just went silly. Me and Grace just went daft, but we had a laugh. And apparently, Grace and I are hosting it again on Monday, this Monday, which will be weird. It'll be fun nonetheless. So if anybody can be bothered to stick through all that stuff on a Monday night, come and join us over at Hardware Jams.
Awesome. Beautiful. Lovely. Andy's popped in all the way from the other side of the ditch. How are you, mate?
Hi, Andy.
How's it going? Good to see you back, Ranz. How's it going?
Cheers. Happy to be back. Bye. You had a good couple of weeks. What have you been up to?
Well, so the writing that was on the wall is finally official. The company that bought us is probably shutting down at least a couple local buildings within it. They say 2 years. It's probably more like a year. So I have a ticking clock to plan for.
Oh wow!
So, hey, at least it's not 2 weeks or 2 months.
Yeah.
So there's that. But the thing that sucks is we're manufacturing, so they're going to consolidate and move like a lot of stuff to Asia, some stuff to the East Coast, and shutting down tons of buildings. So yeah, people will be out of work. So I'm at least not really tied to a building, as I do mostly virtual stuff. So that's good. But they're also going to cut down staff. So there's no way we're all going to survive. But we knew this was coming. We just didn't know when and how and how nasty it was going to be. So at least having some time to prepare is better than nothing.
Yeah, dust off the resume, mate.
I won't be. Yeah, I've been working on that, and I won't be buying as much stuff as usual. So I'm going to control myself now.
As usual. Yeah. Oh, that is going to be hard for you.
I got a couple controllers recently in the Osmos, and that's it for a while because it certainly kept me busy. So I don't
the
really
Osmos
need much right
be
now.
Really busy.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun having fun with that guy. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, sorry to hear about the work side, but hopefully we can.
I thought I'd give you guys an update since I moaned and bitched about it already before. So now there's an actual end to the story. So, but it's fine. Yeah, it's Silicon Valley. It's the way the shit goes. So it's.
It's not that bad. It's not where the shit goes.
No, it is. I mean, I've been lucky. All the companies I worked at, this never happened. But like all the huge ones around here, Cisco, Oracle, even Microsoft is local, and Apple, and always have layoffs all the time. So
yeah, true. Well, I mean, I was around when the Sun Microsystems thing happened with Oracle, and yeah. All right,
so I can't cry too much. Yeah,
no, that's it. Yeah, we've got StreamYard going. I put a link in the chat room, and we've got a huge number of people on StreamYard. I just want to show you that huge number. It is one. And Henrik's there. So do join StreamYard. But hello, Henrik. How are you?
I'm fine. A little busy this week with streaming nothing from Superbooth. And,
streaming nothing?
A little bit. I run a live feed. So one of my friends and others who would like to join, nobody joined, But my friend Bernie, he streams from Superbooth, and he uses my live feed. So he logs in and goes online, and I compile it to smaller videos. I haven't put any up yet because I saved some for another occasion. You can talk about that.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And apart from the streaming, you've been well, you've getting stuck into music? All good?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I am preparing the next album, as usual. But I think I will wait a month before I will release that one, because the one which is in focus at the moment is, I think it's important that people get to listen to that before I release something new. So
it's impressive how many you can punch out. That's for sure. You're working hard.
I have thousands of songs. Some are old and some are new. So I just sit and master old things and make new stuff. And I'm preparing a completely new one. I'm about halfway with the songs for that one. But that's in the autumn or something like that.
Brilliant. All right, we're going to keep it short, but thank you very much for joining us on StreamYard. And the link, I'll just pop it in again just for everybody, and I'll just fix up your view there, Henrik, so you can see what's going on, is in the chat. Let me just type it in, bit.ly/Ranzee StreamYard. Hopefully no typos. That should get you in. If you do pop in, make sure you let us know. There's no one waiting in there. Cool. Beautiful. Easy. Right. We have got a massive, massive show. I did mention to you guys before that there's a lot going on. Well, I'll tell you what, there's so many products that have come out of Superbooth and kind of subsidiary, not just Superbooth. There's been fringe dwellers, hangers-oners, if you want to call that have been releasing products around the fringe of Superbooth as well. That I really don't know how we're going to get stuck into the news segment this week, because it was just too hard for me to say, right, I'm only going to pick 4 or 5 things. I mean, what do you pick? It's just so hard. There's so many cool things that have come out, which is great news for us. But we're going to probably have to skim through a lot. We'll show it. We'll have a quick sort of comment maybe on some of them, and we're going to have to limit it to probably one person to have a comment, just so we can get through it, because I think there's something like 40 something items in there, which is insane. There may even be more, to be honest. I can't remember what we got to towards the end. Okay, so but before we do the news, we have our super cool friends on the internet. They kind of scour the internet, don't they? They scour it, and there's state-of-the-art AI bots now that scour the interwebs, and they find the very, very best funny memes that are out there. And we like to share these with you on a segment that we call Funny Side.
They better be funny now, Ranz.
Yeah, you've talked them up.
That was last week's. There we go.
Oh, yes.
Starting with some new stuff from Teenage Engineering, because we all want to spend all of our hard-earned money on nothing, like $349 for a pen.
That's
a great one, isn't it? There is
50 grand for the Land Rover. That was the other one.
There's this one.
I mean, you laugh, but there are ridiculous pens out there that are really expensive. So.
Some of these memes aren't synth related. Oh, that was good. Whoever did that was very clever. Very clever. Some of these sneak in. I don't know how they get. Who put that there? Probably me. Been to a music store lately and seen this sign.
That is brilliant.
If you give it like this. Anyway, then there's this. Found this from the 1950s and 60s. The LFO detector detects lazy synth players using LFOs instead of using their friggin' hands or muscles even. What are you lazy people putting your LFOs on for modulation sources? What are you doing? Yeah, had that was a Ranzee meme, by the way. I couldn't resist. It said UFO detector on it, and I thought, nah, LFO detector, thanks. Right, next. This one came from Robbie.
Oh dear.
Let me just quickly get this person in.
It would come from Robbie, that wouldn't it? It really would.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Bless you, Robbie.
Bless you, Robbie. I think this one might have come from him as well.
Mind.
Make trash.
Oh, yeah. It's
It's it isn't indeed. And then this is actually a real screenshot from Modular Grid, and they're actually doing the gags over at Modular Grid. Have a look at this. Perfect pitch PP1, right? That all looks normal. And then you go across to the next entry, which is Behringer Baths, an imaginative copy of maths. I loved it. This is a rigid edge screenshot from Modular Grid. I love it. It was so good.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So what else do we have? That's it, I think. Yes, we got back to the start. Fantastic. Favorite meme of the week, people?
I've got to be the last one because it's genuine.
Celine
I
Dion,
like the pen.
me.
And Celine
They're all
Dion.
good.
And
Patch and Twerk is
they're
good.
all good. Patch and Twerk was, yeah. Anyway, yes, well done. Yeah, we really did manage to
Patch
do it
and
this week.
twerk in the chat, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that what they're saying in the chat? Patch and twerk. Field pen. Geez, it's a bit all over the place, isn't it? What do we choose? Probably synth twerk. I think the synth twerk was probably the best. It was well done. No one liked my LFO joke. That's okay. I'll have a little cry later. Okay. Geez. How are we going to get through this news? What the hell are we going to do? Well, there's one way. Maybe we could do like a summary thing on the news. I'm thinking.
I think it's funny that the YouTube chat isn't allowing the word twerk through.
Yes, it's funny.
I've had to moderate 3 of those now.
Really?
Yeah, allow.
Who knew?
Who knew? Yeah, I've got to find this video.
Or patch is a swear word and we didn't know it.
Yeah, that's it. We can't say patch anymore. It's not.
Get your twerk cables out.
It's not nice.
Yeah, thanks, Mike Shifter. Yeah, cheers.
I'm thinking we'll roll the stinger for news, and on the other side we will
Twerk.
Actually, why don't we do this? We will go. What button do I get this?
I wonder let's see if that works.
So I need to get that up. I might play a little sort of summary video. How about we do this? Ready? Here we go. And that's not even working. What the hell's going on there? That's the end of it. And it didn't even have sound. Did you hear? You guys didn't hear anything.
Was that the summary?
No
then?
sound.
That was the summary of the
right.
summary. It just still blew up.
Thanks very much. Good night.
Yeah, thanks very much for nothing.
He did say you wanted to whip from him.
What happened to my video? It's gone. I'm pretty sure I saved it. Wonder.
I know what you're laughing
you
at
said
again.
pretty sure.
It could be the problem. Oh God, I hate it when I do stuff and
How
I
many
know I
times
can't
I've done
find
that
it.
with the projects? I'm sure I've saved it somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
did save it. I'm getting people coming in on StreamYard. Here we go. There we go. Eddie's coming. Beautiful. Eddie's in.
Hi, Eddie.
Haven't seen Eddie for a while. Eddie,
I do.
Indeed. Hey everybody, how you doing?
why don't we go to Eddie while I look for this video? There we go there, and we'll go there, and then I have to move him across.
They
to the
presumed
top,
he saved.
and then presumed I saved. Yeah. What the hell? There, and there. Hey, there he is.
Ooh.
How are you,
Hey.
mate? You good?
Yeah, well, I am now. Yes, I am. Thanks. You? All
We
of
are
you?
all good. Yes, we're fine.
That's good. So, yeah, I'm back.
it's
Sorry
good
for
to have you.
everyone. Oh, thank you. Appreciate.
Have you been having a clear out?
Yeah.
You mean hair-wise or gear-wise?
well, I was meaning more the gear.
Both.
Hair, yes, it has to be off because it's getting really hot down here. And gear, no, I don't clear. Just hoard and hoard and hoard and keep hoarding.
I know the feeling.
Did you start a new crazy bar band?
Come again?
A new bar band? Did you get a new bar band?
Yep. I just, not yet. It's on the process. I just joined a couple of other guys that we might be starting to play blues. Back to the basics.
Right.
Because I couldn't find anybody else. So I need to keep doing. If I stop, I'm like a shark. I die. Really.
Okay. I know why I can't find my video. It's on OneDrive. Who the hell put stuff
I didn't
on
took
OneDrive?
it. Wasn't me.
It was you.
OneDrive is evil.
Yeah.
Am I loud enough? Do I mean to go out, go down?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Good, thank you.
All right. So OneDrive. Okay. God help me.
No, I don't
computers,
think you will.
huh?
Yeah, I'm having trouble finding this thing. It's a nightmare. Wondershare, Filmora. Then where? It's not in here.
It's a bit like my live feeds.
Instead of put live on OneDrive.
Output. There we go. I found it.
Hey, Eddie, it's a good job you're a handsome bugger because we're getting a bit sick of looking at you now, really.
Yeah.
I know, I'm sorry. Can't do anything. Surgery gave up on me, so
No,
that's what I get.
Yeah.
You're too kind. Thank you.
Okay, let's try this again. Sorry, guys.
And
I'm pretty sure I put this in here.
okay.
Oh, he's done it again, pretty sure.
Okay. Here we go.
All right. And it's me.
It worked! Finally.
Yay.
That's what it was supposed to happen if it actually like saved properly. I need to fix up StreamYard because a little whinge. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
Now we have a million products to show. Please don't interrupt for a second. We have to get through about 40 something products. I think there are. So we're just going to go straight into the nitty gritty. Starting with this one. This is Make Noise Maths / Behringer Abacus. Let's literally just drop that into the poo pile. I guess probably the only quick thing there I would just say about this is come up with your own shit, please. I'm getting a bit sick of you guys taking other people's stuff. But you can do this. This is fine.
Exactly.
Don't do the thing I showed before. Do this. This is what people want. There's people saying that this was a copy of something else as well, but I don't think it is. And Eddie, this might actually be perfect for you, mate. Perfect. Sorry about the pun.
No. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, it's definitely something I'm looking forward.
Yeah, when they release it in 2029. Okay, we do have a video.
Gives me time to save. Already told you.
Looking forward to Dan's hair.
What the hell happened there? There we go. We got the video.
Oh,
Hey, there we are.
Of course, the first things that jump to mind are sequencers, MIDI keyboards, MIDI to CV converters. But what if you want to expressively control your incoming audio signal and convert it to pitch CV, gate, MIDI notes over 5-pin MIDI, and also USB MIDI. And it does it all with extremely fast and accurate tracking. So let's take a look at Perfect Pitch and its controls and all of its connections on the front panel. Starting on the left, we have our main input, and this accepts both XLR and 1/4 inch. So whether it be a mic...
And let's listen to it. There's a slight delay. Watch this.
So our bend switch gives us 3 positions. We have off, 1, and 2, and this basically determines the amount of slide that you have going into the next note. And finally, up top, we have our 5-pin MIDI and our USB MIDI, and these are MIDI outputs. So if you want to hook up to a hardware.
All right, so Behringer, perfect pitch. I thought we'll give this a couple of seconds now. Because Eddie, because I think this one is more up your alley, I'm going to give you the floor for this one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm going to throw you in the deep end, bud.
Sure, no problem.
I just want to get your opinion about this real quick, because I'm sure you watched the vid.
Okay, my opinion real quick. As long as it's less than 150 pounds, I'm buying it. I don't buy that it's accurate tracking. I don't buy it at all. But as long as it does some sort of tracking, because I'm already having extreme issues with the GR55 and the low B string, it's like that thing that beep doesn't want to track at all. So if that one works and it actually gives me back my low B string out of MIDI to get everything else working, I mean, just one thing. Have you noticed that the Bath's video is dropped down the same day? They put it up and they took it off the same day.
Yeah. I did. And that's why we dropped it like a sack of spuds. Yeah. Yes. We will go on to the next product because we've got so many to get through. But that's really, really cool. Look, the only thing that would worry me about something like that is the delay between the audio signal reading to the MIDI / whatever CV translation. Now, what I do believe I've heard is that they're using the TC Helicon algorithms to do this. So that's probably a cool thing.
That's always a cool thing.
Yeah, because that's a decent.
I've heard that it's pretty quick. I don't know whether it does. I think it's just mono conversion.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does over MIDI though, because obviously it's converting to CV and gate, which is bound to be just mono because there's only one pair of them.
Yeah,
correct. Correctly.
Yeah, but still, if it does actually fine tracking, like in actually 2-speed tracking of voltage into MIDI, that would be already awesome. If it's, sorry, for my own pocket, under 150 pounds.
Yeah, I think it was listed as 99, wasn't it?
99 was the street price I heard as well. 99 US.
You had it on a screenshot from. You had it on that screenshot alongside the maths. I think it said 99.
Yeah, that's the modular grid.
And well done to Behringer for producing something that nobody else does. Because
there you go.
It is.
Wait. But that's the thing. It came all in our streams. There's another company doing it. I think it's Analog Systems or Solutions. I can't remember right now. I think it could be Systems.
They're not the same.
It's not the same.
They aren't actually the same.
The RS-35 is exactly the same.
Oh, they've probably cloned it.
Yeah, the RS-35 does all the things that this one can't. But they claim to have the same accuracy and obviously monophonic, because polyphonic so far has only been cracked by Roland on the SY line of synthesizers. Yeah. I tried it. It doesn't really sound like polyphonic.
Yeah. Sorry, Roland. You had a chance with the GR55 to do that right, and you completely stuffed it. So let's get on to the next.
More iGuitar. It's good.
Yeah. Sorry. SY line doesn't use GK pickup. It goes just on a 1/4 inch, which is exactly what this Behringer is doing.
Oh, okay. We got to move on. We've got to move on, honestly. Otherwise, it's going to take forever. Next.
Sorry.
That's okay. You're completely fine. The Vector Tempera. Yeah, this thing's very interesting. Have you guys checked this thing out?
Oh, I've not seen this one.
I like it. That's my.
There is a Red Means recording video, which is where I've got the screenshot for. I can't play it, but I can just kind of do this, and I can just kind of go through little segments of his video. Last time I used one of his videos, I got a copyright claim, and I sent him an email, and he just ignored me. And I thought, oh, well, bugger you. I'm not going to use your email.
I thought he was stopping doing
lights, so it's always a win.
Yeah.
I thought he was stopping doing reviews, but anyway.
So did I. Anyway, so granulizer, sampler, record, resample, all that sort of stuff. There is massive amounts of subscription stuff on their website. It's Tempera.com. I will put the link in the chat. I'm not going to do this for every product, but that's just so you can get yourself some more information about it, because there wasn't a lot of information, to be honest, in that. I thought the sequencer was interesting anyway. Pity I can't show it. If you guys do reviews, don't make them so that we can't use them. Make them so the world can use them, because the companies that are giving you the product to do reviews, they're the ones that want the world to see it. So it's better if we share it. We're not trying to steal your work. We're just trying to share the word for that business or that manufacturer.
So that's Apple. They messed up the PSN video upload.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Apple, you're nasty. Next.
Can I just say about that? I'd love to know how much it's going to cost, because I think it's going to be really expensive. But I'd like it to be 600 quid, but it's not going to be.
It's a TBA, is what I've got. Yeah. So I don't like it when they say TBA.
Yeah. I think it's going to be expensive, but I love it.
Let's go to this, because I think this one has got a lot of people happy. This one I do have a price for. It's $3,499 US. It is the desktop version of the OBX8, and there will be a lot of people that will actually jump to this because they don't have the desktop. They don't have the space for big 61 keys or plus size keyboards everywhere. I don't have a video to show other than the old OBX8. It's going to sound the same, right? Did anyone have a quick comment about this? Because I thought it might get a few people happy. Brooksy?
I think it's bound to come along. It's a no-brainer from Sequential's part to put that out, end of. The other thing is, though, again, it's pricing, because it's pretty much directly in line, although it's not the same sort of product as one which is probably going to be on your list, and that's the new synth. Is it called? It's called Genesis. What's it called? From UDO.
Don't steal it! Don't steal it!
Yeah, I know, but it's in the same bracket. Or that other synth is going to do an awful lot more, but it will be a different machine.
How did you know that was going to be next?
Because it was bound to be.
It literally is. Yeah. Ready?
It's too pricey for me.
Antigone.
The Oberheim is too pricey for me, but if I could afford it, I probably also could afford a bigger room, so I would buy the keyboard version.
Yeah, exactly.
I might actually make it next, Bagger it. Let's talk about this one. Let's play this.
Yes, let's make my predictions come true, Rams. Thanks.
Love the 3D graphics. Indeed, Super Gemini. Quick comments about this, because it was only shown at Superbooth so far. Brooksy, again, go.
If I had £4,000 available in my account, I'd buy it now.
Yeah.
Is that how much it's going to cost?
Just under.
Yeah, about 3,999 is what I've heard.
I want to know more about it.
Let's go, Ian. Let's go with you because.
I just wanted to. I mean, the video didn't tell us anything, did it? And that's a problem for me. I'd either want to play it or I'd want to actually hear a lot more about it before spending that sort of money. I didn't know it was going. I knew it was going to be expensive, but I didn't know it was $4,000.
Well, it's like the Super 6, but just a ton more voices and some extra stuff like effects and. Modulation sources,
extra wave sounds. It's got more digital things in it.
So. More digital things, yes.
Yeah, and I'm not the guy for this. For everything. It has controls for everything, like the old CS80s and stuff like that. So it's a go-to synth. It's without a display. It's as it was on old synths. And the only. Not to talk down about it because I love this product. The only difference from something from the 70s to something from now is that they have the spatial stereo. I don't remember what they call it.
Binaural.
It's called a binaural.
Yeah, binaural.
Am I right in thinking it wouldn't?
Something out of phase. Yeah.
Did I see somewhere it won't do MPE?
Not yet. It's got poly aftertouch, but it won't do it yet. But they are going to implement it.
Does the Super 6 have MPE? I don't think the Super 6 does it?
I think it does, but it will need to be different on the Super Gemini because of the number of voices. So it's not yet implemented.
Okay.
That was what George was saying on the Sonic State video.
Right.
All right. Okay. Well, that one.
If I understood it.
I want to give that one a little bit more time because I think that one is stealing a bit of the show in terms of Superbooth show, not my show, because I think that synth has got lots of people chin wagging, lots of people, getting having to wear a neck brace after they've walked past and gone, "Whoa, what's that?"
Has a Kurzweil ribbon too.
Yeah, absolutely. So more information, UDO.
Play these wonderful synths.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It took about 2 years for a Super 6 to get into a local store here where I live. And when it did, it still felt like the thing was just announced. It was amazing. I played it. I was like, oh my God, I want to buy this, but it was just way too out of my budget. So I can't imagine what this thing will be worth when it gets to here. It'll be like 7,000 Australian dollars or something crazy. But anyway,
shame, isn't it?
We have just the worst luck down here, but it doesn't matter. That's just why I do this show, because I get to pretend. I was supposed to do this one next, the Nanopolis from that's not the Nanopolis, what I'm saying, that's the company. Nanopolis has done the Antigone.
Antigone,
yeah. I was trying to do like a stupid Italian accent. Come on, give me a break.
Greek.
Right, here we go. Bang.
Oh, it's all good.
Individual 16-bit audio outputs. All right. The video goes for 30 minutes. That will be linked in. Don't worry. If you don't believe me, there's all the links already there, aren't they, Ian? They're already there to all these videos.
Are already there.
Yep. So it'll be up. 4 individual 16-bit audio outputs, routable as 4 mono, 2 stereo, 1 stereo plus 2 mono, AC coupled, high-end DAC and op-amp, 6 CV inputs, 4 gate trig clock inputs, OLED screen, go into pixel sizes, don't worry about that. Micro SD slot on the rear for firmware updates and things like that. 16 megabytes of RAM to load samples and wavetables. 4 smooth endless pots. 1 digital quadrature clickable encoder. Microcontroller on board. Removable Teensy 4.1. So you can change the controller. This is a damn good idea. Well done to Nanopolis for thinking of that. If they have updates to this thing, you can rip the controller out, put a more modern one in, and you've still got the interface that will still be quite cool. 26 HP, pretty big module. 28 millimeters deep, pretty deep. Price was I've lost my page. Nanopolis TBA. Oh, God, why do you do that to me? Any thoughts on this one?
Can you tell us actually what is it?
It's a wavetable synth. Yeah.
It's a wavetable synth, so that's 16 megabytes, which is not a big amount of memory.
No.
It's just for holding little small samples to scroll through, and it will scroll through wavetables. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a wavetable synth.
There's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than that, but that's basically what it is, yeah. It's got a nice display on it. I mean, let's go back to the graphic. it's quite a nice display. They do making a lot. They're kind of like, look at our display. It's 256 by 64 pixels. So it is a decent sized display, but then again, it is taking up 26 HP of your Eurorack space. It probably draws a fair swag of power. There is talk about the software on it. 4 individual voices. You can link them to work as monophonic, polyphonic, paraphonic. Each voice is compared to one machine slot. There's an audio generator like a wavetable sample player. 4 modulation slots. You've got ADSR, LFO, sample and hold, etc. So the whole thing is all digital. So yeah, there's a lot more to learn about it. But I think we'll just quickly show these and move on. There's a stack of Eurorack in this show today, so bear with me. You guys saw the little, quick segment.
You don't do Eurorack bugger off now.
Yeah, if you don't.
All right, see you guys. Bye.
Okay, Ian.
Yes.
Ian. Sorry, you're gonna have to stick around for a bit.
Now, Ian, you can
right.
You can talk about this, and what I'll do is I'll put your lovely head up in the corner while you're talking about it.
I love my MicroKorg. I've got the S1 with the speakers, which you don't need. Just buy the basic one. Don't buy this. This is ugly. This is horrible. This is terrible.
Korg love you,
but the actual synth is brilliant. I mean,
the synth is brilliant.
The synth is. I mean, yes. It actually. The weird thing that Korg have done here is that last year was the 20th anniversary because they were sending stickers out and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they've launched this now, so it's actually 21 years, which is a bit weird. I don't know why they've done this. Yeah.
I've still got mine.
Yeah, I've had 2 of them. The only reason I got rid of the first one was because I thought the one with the speakers would actually be more interesting. It wasn't. I have the speakers permanently switched off. The only thing I would like them. I'd like them to improve the microphone because the microphone on the sampler, the Korg sampler that they did was better.
It was. You're right.
Yeah. But it comes with a free bag that's see-through. Okay. Nah, not really. Don't do it. Just about the price.
There is nothing worse than see-through bags.
I like this. The gloves are off. This is good.
Yeah,
the gloves are off. Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. The normal one, the one that's been out with the wooden cheek ends, is $388 UK, and that's the sort of street price.
Yep.
This
plastic
is street price £571. It's no different to the other one. So save yourself 183 quid and buy a basic one.
But some people might think that it's sexy with all the see-through bits.
All right, who on the panel and who in the chat room thinks this looks great?
No one, Ian. Everyone's scared of you right now because you're on the warpath, and no one wants to admit to that.
Sorry, that's a rant.
It's the peep show.
If you love it, tell me,
peep
please.
Show version. It's got see-through bits. So.
Oh, let's give Korg some love. Let's play a little video for 59
go on then,
seconds.
That's 2 revamps of 2 Korg things that we've just gone on.
Yeah.
They don't play themselves, by the way, people. Or maybe the see-through one does. Sounds like one of those Name That Synth episodes.
It sounds so much better than this. It's got so much more going for it.
It sounds a lot better than this.
Terrible. It does.
Oh my god. Quick, it's killing me. Stop. Right, okay.
Oh, dear me.
The worst video is that duet video that came out. That one's terrible.
The duet one was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Brooksy, I know you're in love with yours. Stop caressing
I'm not. I'll never get switched on.
Now he's seen that one.
Seriously, right.
Hello.
There you go. I mean, I have to say, if you bought one 20 years ago and you've still got one and it's working, cool. It's got an internal engine that's probably a bit past its sell-by date, but it's got really nice features if you can bother digging in it. It's got a user interface that ought to be easy to use, which actually isn't. It always a head scratch. No, it's a head scratch.
I've used it live a lot, and it works really well.
Yeah, it's got a keyboard which is virtually unplayable for anybody that's used to playing keyboards.
It's not great.
I can't play.
It really is horrid. It really is horrid. but the sounds that come out of it are really good. For that price that they're asking for this Kleeman Pentaphonic rip-off, I have to say, Mini Freak.
Oh yeah,
Mini Freak's mono.
Cool. Well,
Mini Freak's mono, not stereo.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
MicroKorg's the mono one.
No, it's not. Mini Freak's not.
Sorry, you're right. Sorry. Yes, because I know there's. Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, apologies.
That's okay.
I will have to say I have a
Explorer
replacement show 10th of June about Korg.
Quite.
With Dan Phillips and Scott.
And Ian's not invited.
Scott and Mark. And I can
they won't
promise
be
this is not the one we're going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
They won't be inviting me down to Milton Keynes anytime soon.
Jeez, they've got so much advertising out of this. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's do the next one.
He's going to have an Ian dartboard on the show, right? So.
Yeah.
How come it's showing this? I don't want to show this yet. I want to show... Jeez. Okay. Oh, I know why it's showing this, because my next video is not until later. All right, so we can skip through these really quickly. Okay, so this is a mixing console from Xaos Devices. Let's give these guys a lot of love, because a certain company copied one of their modules very, very recently as well. So you need, go and buy Xaos Device modules, not a certain other company. So they've actually released 5 modules in Superbooth, starting with this one, Ostrawa. It almost sounds like Australia, which is a mixing console type thing. Ostrawa. Good Polish company. This is $562 US for this one. Okay, that's that. You guys can work this out later. The next one they've done is the Bohumin. This is the commander for the previous module, so this kind of goes with the previous one. It's
they
like
actually chose these names because people can't say it.
That's right. Well, especially Ranzee.
They always name them after Eastern European cities, don't they?
Yeah.
They're towns and cities somewhere in the
East, the East Bloc. The Drezno. This is the Drezno. Okay, so they've actually had the Drezno out. This is the 2. This is the second one. This is a binary conversion computer. So this does some really, really cool stuff. Like, for example, clock stuff. It's got ADC clocks and DAC clocks. So you can do some bit outputs and bit inputs with this, and it does some really, really cool things. This would be a little groovy, except for the fact that it's $304. Yeah, it's a bit on the pricey side, but anyway, that's them. Xaos Devices usually are a little bit pricey, but hey, they actually do make really good modules. So next is the Rostock, which is $345 binary data pipeline. Have a look at this. This will scramble your brains, not just scramble your inputs. This is basically Darren, I reckon you'd dig this, actually. This is kind of along the lines of the sort of weird stuff that you can do with marbles. It's kind of that sort of stuff. So it's kind of scrambling clocks and looping them and doing all sorts of weird sort of stuff like that. More information about that module is going to be in the article. We haven't got time to go through it. And I think the last one is the Deva, or Deva. I think it's Deva. $304. This one is a feedback loop commander. This kind of also goes with that mixing Ostrawa console as well. Basically, this is kind of like what we were talking about before, Henrik, with where you can actually create feedback loops with VCAs. I thought
it was a bass.
This I thought was like to do with some sort of op-amp type feedback loop thing. Not really sure, but yeah. Anyway, we have got through the Xaos Devices stuff. We've got to give them some love, but unfortunately there wasn't any videos to show except for what you can see if you've watched all the YouTube shows on Superbooth. You probably may have seen some stuff about it on there. Any comments about Chaos devices? I know they kind of scratch your head stuff, these modules, aren't they? We probably need to get through.
Great.
Yeah. They're great.
I'd love to be able to afford them.
Exactly. All right, what's next?
That bad.
This one, the Warp.
Oh, it's got lights.
It's got lights.
The Neuzeit Warp.
Nice screen.
There's no wood though. No wood cheeks.
God, there's so many Eurorack modules. This is not funny. I was literally refreshing Modular Grid about every hour. Was it during the week? I think it was Wednesday. And it was literally like 5 new modules just every hour. It was crazy. All right. 20.
Ian, you said no wood cheeks. Depends on who plays it.
So Brooksy, this is another wavetable voice synth.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty wide module, 24 HP, really deep, 30 millimeters deep. Draws a fair bit of current. Anyway, it uses a novel hybrid engine that combines the best additive and wavetable synthesis with integrated editor. You can playfully draw your own frequency in a spectra light on a canvas in the colorful XY sound palette. Warp is a feature-rich powerhouse that lets you create all kinds of sounds from glassy clean to crunchy crunch. There you go. That's a great bit of English there. Crunchy crunch. Thanks to expressive macro tone controls, extreme morphs. Let's do the adjectives with. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. You've got 4 voices with 2 oscillators using a hybrid additive wavetable synth engine. Basically, with that, the controls that you see are basically what will draw your sort of thing there. Stereo output, which is good.
It's an Etch-a-Sketch in a
module. Yeah, that's it. That is it.
Brilliant.
It does have modulation internally in it, though. It's got 2 ADSRs, 2 LFOs, with lots of waveforms for the LFOs. It has... this thing is completely digital. But look, I can see a bit of a digital Eurorack revolution going on right now, because a lot of people are starting to get onto Eurorack, and they never have... I think Eurorack's never been as popular as it ever has in the past. Now it's kind of like it's going gangbusters, and there's people that just don't want to deal with tuning analog VCOs. They just hate it, right? And I can understand it, but then they're going to miss out on the beautiful VCO sounds, and they're going to have their nice crunchy digital sounds. That's fine. No, I'm just kidding.
This is kind of like the spectrum synthesis on the Emax 2, where you draw with the data slider, partials.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me a bit of the Arturia pigments as well. The software.
Yeah.
Was it the
Ranzee?
The same interface, bar graph interface.
Yeah, Hendrik?
I have to ask you, how do you put the feed from StreamYard in? Is it a screen you're filming? Because there's something white on my camera, which is not.
This is a mouse.
That's my mouse. It's HDMI. Yeah. Have you been trying to rub your screen?
Yeah.
Getting the clock out.
Exactly.
What is that on my screen?
Been there. I've been there.
Right. Next. This thing. The CUNSA. Jeez, that sounds.
Yeah, be careful with that.
Yeah, CUNSA. Why don't we do this first?
Behave yourself, Wagyu.
Wow. Okay. Big, massive module, this thing. I probably need to get the modular grid version of this up. Do I have it? I do have it. Because this thing is so big, the website says nothing about it, except everything that's about it is on modular. It's a quadruple analog pingable multi-mode resonant filter, saturator, mixer, and oscillator. There you go. It's 42 HP, Brooksy, 38 millimeters deep, and $983 if you want to buy it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I knew it was going to be expensive, that one. I hadn't seen a price. Wow.
That is $983.
They make expensive stuff, that company. That everything that they do is on the pricey end.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
It draws a lot of power to their modules.
They do. It's 330 milliamps on both of the negative and positive 12-volt rails.
Wow, that would take up one bus. That would take up one entire section of a Go case.
It's basically just a desktop thing, isn't it?
But it's...
In fact, even then it might not power it. I mean, because the Go case has got, is it three or four zones of 300 milliamps?
It's a little
they're each separated, so that would be just a bit over that. You couldn't probably power it in that case. That's mad, isn't it?
It's a little bit like a Sherman filter bank in a Eurorack format. A little bit, with some other kind of cool stuff, like the oscillator and the mixer and stuff. It's kind of cool. I definitely think there's a market for that. It's one of those modules that doesn't have any labels on it, and that would do my head in, because it'll be one of those things you got to get the manual out and you go, what was that again for? You know, it's like, put some labels on it. But yeah.
Wow. Some of the icons are kind of clear, but the rest no. And I'm really intrigued about the power thing, because are you sure? Because sorry, you just said that you have 4 sections, 300 mils each. Are you sure you cannot draw 1200 mil from one section alone?
330 milliamps is the total current draw of it.
No, I'm talking about the Go case.
The Go case, the bus boards inside are in 3 separate zones. They're powered separately from the main power block. So, but they're all limited to 300 to 3. Is it 3 amps? Is that 3?
300 milliamps.
Yeah. So putting one module in and plugging it in is actually going to draw more than what one power area is actually able to deliver.
But you could add a power module.
Yeah, that too. But it's weird because it's usually
a power module that can do it. But,
back to the filters.
This is once you spent your 900 quid.
This is once you spent your 900 quid. I mean, in my live case, I've got a tip-top Micro Zeus with a 2. It's got a 2 amp supply, which is enough.
2000 milliamps.
That's that would be enough. But if I put a module like that in it, it would deplete all that current that's going to all the rest of it. I've no idea what the maximum current draw is on my rack. I could have to go into modular grid and have a look again. But...
Yeah, you do modular grid. It'll give you a pretty decent approximation.
Yeah.
So it's a quad filter, isn't it?
The guy from the company at the NAMM 2020 show, the guy from the company was doing a demo of the bunch of. He even told me our modules eat a lot of power. So
yeah. It is a quad filter, quad resonant multi-mode filter with it's like you can see on the left-hand side. You've got kind of like that little input matrix, and you can see one with a little note icon on it. So that would be your CV volts per octave input.
Okay.
To actually play your filter, and I'm guessing the other thing.
What I get it.
Yeah.
What I see is a gate row, trigger row, like in a frequency row. Yep. The pink and the red is the ones that I don't really understand. But apart from that, I can see Q frequency, Q bandwidth. Some kind of LFO is the C. That would be C button.
One would be resonance. Or whereabouts you're talking about?
When you move into the big section with the big knobs, with the basically it's 4 columns of 4 filters, right? Is that right?
Okay, so you've got. Are you talking about the little lights in the middle, the 12 and the 24?
Yeah, that too. No, I'm talking about from top to bottom, the whole vertical. They look like mixer channel strips to me.
So if you look at the top part, that would be kind of like your your output, I would guess.
Outputs. Okay.
Yeah, you either going to be going 12 or 24 dB. Then you would
so
have
low pass, band pass, or high pass.
High pass. Yep. And then you'd have your frequency, which is your big knob. That's what Darren likes. You'd have resonance. You would have wave. Your multi-mode would be the peak, I reckon. And then the three things down the bottom are your attenuators for the modulation sources. That would be my guess. And I haven't even read the manual.
It won't take long to get used to it, would it?
No, it wouldn't be too hard. And there's
it's not that bad.
There's a little switch just to the left of each of the sections too, which I have no idea what it does. It's got little dots
the only thing
next
that
to
would
it.
take me long to get used to is the cost.
It's like it's adding.
Well,
it's like it adding.
How much is a filter you're getting for?
Divide the price by
a good
4,
one, yeah.
And then add the other features to it. All right, can we move on? You can.
Can I make a correction though, Ranz, about what I said about the Go case? Thanks to Steve Elbows, because he pointed out he just looked at the specs and it's 3,000 milliamps divided by 3, so each zone is 1,000 milliamps, which makes a lot more sense.
Exactly.
I was talking bobbits, so I'm sorry for any confusion.
Okay.
That's okay.
I was wondering.
The good news is you've learnt from it, and and probably some people have probably learnt from it as well. This is the Korg Berlin stage of Korg. This is the Phase 5.
All right.
Yes. A synthesizer that they're working on.
And massive.
This is the.
Oh, I thought it was a new version. I thought it was a new look.
What? I like the depth.
Is this a new photo or an old photo? This is what I'm trying to work out. Ian, do you know?
No.
Okay,
they've sent nothing out. They've sent nothing out about this at all.
I got this photo from Music Radar, so I don't know where they got it from. I had a look on their Instagram account. I looked on their Facebook. I looked everywhere. The only photo I could find that they released was this. Right, but if you flip that over, it does look like that, doesn't it? I think it's the same thing.
The platform, like the NTS and such, are meant to be developed by everyone who wants to, and this is a result of that, I think.
Okay.
The Korg Scribble.
Apparently, Tats, according to Wagoo, Tats is actually at Superbooth. So that whoever went to Superbooth got to go and see Tats. And apparently,
I don't think it's Korg who releases this, but it's with Korg components.
It's Korg Berlin, from what I've been told.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just.
They are a separate company.
It's Korg Berlin, yeah.
But it's part of the global Korg group. They are a separate company. Yeah. This is a What sort of what are those things called? Oh, I'm having such a bad memory blank today. Those things that DJs have that you pluck and they make tones and they can tune their stuff from. What are they called? Those things?
DJs.
You mean guitars?
No. The little metal pin things that you have. That kind of reminds me of that.
The tuning forks.
Not the tuning forks, but they're like a little. I thought you had one, Andy. They're like.
You mean like the Rhodes, the tines?
Oh, you mean a kalimba?
The tines.
No, they had that little metal teeth, and you just pluck it, and it makes a tone, and they use.
Yeah, it's like a kalimba.
Well, this reminds me more like a marxophone because it. I mean, I haven't seen a video yet. I just saw pictures of it, but if you're plucking tines and getting, repeats on tines and other kinds of physical modeling plucks and taps. It's like the old marxophone from 100 years ago that I have. It's really cool. It's like an auto harp with
piano, basically.
Metal hammers.
I thought it was faders, but now I get it.
I
Faders?
I thought so.
I haven't seen the videos. I don't know.
There's a one-octave keyboard of little buttons, isn't there?
Yeah. So can you actually go through that window? Because I don't expect so. I think that's going to be plexiglass.
I like the clear stuff.
I think you use the keys below to trigger something.
There's definitely something. There's definitely something like acoustic in it, right?
Yeah, acoustic synthesis Phase 5 is what we call it, isn't it?
So it's got to have some sort of mechanical, electromechanical thing in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's my opinion. Anyway.
I mean, it totally looks like a Rhodes piano. But what do they develop from there to make it synth? That's the question. Because, there's a tine probably from the button and an induction field that is going to make the tine vibrate. But
and if it is inductive inside, inductors, or what you call it, those coils, I think this one demands a lot of power.
It's quite big
not
as
really.
well.
Yeah, what Matt said in chat.
It needs a lot of voltage, but that could be done with
Eurorack. It needs a lot.
That's what Matt said in chat. It's 12 tune forks. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's quite big as well, because there's a picture on Gear News of it, and it's about that sort of size.
Yeah.
You call that big? Okay.
Well, it's big.
This looks tiny when you look at it.
It looks
like
tiny,
that.
yeah. It looks like an NTS thing.
For reference, get that the switch is the smallest switch you can find in Eurorack.
Yeah, we won't.
So proportionally, it looks like.
We need to hear it.
Yeah, if people go to the Gear News page, there's actually a picture of some tines.
What the hell is it?
Yeah, there is a picture of some tines. So there's quite a few pictures. Yep. I can't put it in the chat, I'm afraid. So
I'm gonna have a chat.
Ranzee, what do you call it? I can ask Bernie. It's online now. I can ask if
I can't get that link Google because I've got it on.
No, I'm trying to.
We won't have time anyway, but Wigoo's given you the code for the all you have to do is copy that code and put youtube.com/watch $V equals and that code afterwards, and it will give you the like I can probably do it here.
Are we hacking computers now, are we?
watch $V equals. That should give you the link. If that doesn't work, I've probably just butchered the URL, but that should give you the link to some video.
I've put the link in the chat, but it's not a live link, obviously, because I'm not an admin. But so you have to copy and paste it from there.
The VMix.
That's the right one, Ranzee. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the right one? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Brooksy's got it as well. Done.
So that's going to be the incognito for the
mine
show.
didn't work.
Did mine work? Mine worked.
It didn't too. Mine's right from the site, so.
Yeah, mine worked. Cool.
Yeah, I mean.
Let's go to next.
To me, it looks like two Volcas together.
We got to go. We got it more. We got more. There's so much more. Okay. This is by. I've got to catch up to where my notes are now. Rides in the Storm is the company that makes this. This is called the SED-CSM or SED-CSM. And I'm going to tell you what it's about because I've got it in my link up. It's a synth voice with 2 VCOs, 3 subs, noise, ring, 2 loops, an ADSR, 2 LFOs, a mixer, a ring mod. I think they've said noise twice. VCF and VCA, discrete VCOs with 3 subs, sync, wave folder, discrete VCAs, VCFs, dual analog LFO, into audio rate with key tracking, a huge mixer section, ring mod, glide, and patch field. Release time will be spring this year. It is $380, 36 HP. That's a massive synth voice. 36 HP. Just saying.
Big synth voice, but no, a lot going on.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to the next one. There's another Rides in the Storm module that they've released, which is this one, which is a, just getting it up. Sorry, it's taking a little while to load. BOC, it's called. It is $180. This is a big discrete analog oscillator with 3 subs. It's got wave folding, gravity, and soft hard sync. I don't know what is gravity hard sync, or is that something else? Gravity and soft.
You have to buy
hard
it to
sync.
find out.
See how it's got grav down the bottom? Yeah, you got to buy it to find out.
It's for heavy music.
Incredible warm sound with low end and super fast edges for the best. Brilliance. It's got saw, pulse, triangle. You can see it on there. 3 sub oscillators, a quarter, a half, 3/4 of the VCO's tune with various waveforms, independent pulse width, gravity out, which is a mix of various waveforms, and you've got an XOR ring mod, which I think is pretty cool. Linear FM, exponential FM. They haven't actually released the power consumption of this, which is weird because on Modular Grid it says 100 milliamps. I doubt, but it could. 12 HP is a bit smaller than the previous one. So that's Rides in the Storm. We've got to give them a little bit of a plug because, Eurorack's good.
Are these two modules actually available? Because they're both just drawings.
Available in spring 2023, as mentioned with the first one. Yep, spring. When's spring for you guys?
In a week.
In it.
I thought you're in it.
We're in it now.
So it's available. Yeah. Cool.
Well, not weather-wise, but yeah. Time-wise, it's a spring here.
Here we go.
It's hot here.
Okay, this is the Farb filter stuff from Making Sound Machines. This is the Farb filter series. You'll see a whole bunch of modules here that they're showing in here with numbers on them. That's number 7, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know the prices. TBA. I don't know why they say TBA and stuff. Annoys me. No price on Modular Grid either. Okay. 2 minutes. We can't do 2 minutes. Sorry guys. I love the video so far, but love hearing filters and stuff. You've got how many in this series?
Oh, that was
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Poor demo.
Pretty poor now. The color filter range. Let me see if I can get the website up and I can share it with you guys so I don't have to read it. And
just a quickie, is that one filter or 2 filters? Because it had 7 twice.
I don't know.
I think he had 2 of them.
2, because it looked like that. Yeah.
Could be a dual filter. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to here. So this is the website. They actually have some information about it. That number 4. Hang on, let's bring up 7 because that's what we looked at.
Yeah, that's the one.
Is it a German company?
I don't know.
I think of the name Farb, if it means a color.
Yeah.
What I want to know is what's the difference between each.
The guts
here we go. So the number 4 is the filter, which is an analog transistor ladder low pass filter. Number 5 is a folder, a wave folder, an analog wave folder. By the way, you can buy these as modular builds as well.
That's
you don't have to.
Pass. Okay.
Farb shaper, Farb high pass.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. 4, 5, 6, 7. There's your 4 modules. People may be interested in these because they are DIY kits as well as getting these as pre-built modules from your favorite type place. I think like when they say that, they probably mean Thonk or someone like that, right? One of those type people. Okay, next.
Didn't Deva start as a company for do-it-yourself people?
Can we not do that now? Don't know. Right. Later, yeah.
Jolene.
Next one.
Benjamin.
Tutto and sempre. By Jolene.
Sorry.
Please don't. No, I spent too many months playing that one, so please don't.
Yeah, right.
Did you cry yourself to sleep?
Not anymore.
Boy, Sam.
Calm, Eddie, calm.
I don't have a video. Sorry, guys. This one is 549.
Oh, shut up.
549 US, 20 HP. It's okay. This is called an endgame mixer. There is some videos on this on Superbooth. I don't know where. I haven't found one yet, but I'm sure Wigoo will probably be hot on it right now. The Tutto and Sempre is a 4 stereo channel performance mixer with active patch bay, including VCAs and outputs. I like this. With clickless mutes, 2 high fidelity headphone drivers with switchable stereo inserts. As I said before, 549 US. On the modular grid, they've got why. In other words, like, why do you buy this? Like, it's so advertising. It's so cool. To enjoy your mix with another person during a live session. So all these reasons why you'd buy it. Anyway, so there's a lot of information about this. It's a massive, big, long thing. But it's a performance mixer. And, if you are into that sort of thing, there's plenty of those flogging around right now. And you, no videos, as I said, I couldn't find any.
Sorry for getting grumpy at all the background noise. I apologise for being a grump.
You're being a grump?
You'll be a grump, Andy. It's all right, mate.
Are you throwing things at your screen? Well, okay, Brooksy, I know you're going to like this. Ready? Let's do this.
Oh, yes, this thing. Oh, yes.
Yeah, world's longest video caught me by surprise to finish up that. I like that. That's good. Telepathy by one of our favorites, Dreadbox. We love Dreadbox. Yeah. Hello to all the Greek people who are watching. The Greece people. Wow. Yeah. I'm having a shocker. You're supposed to get lots of these, by the way. Lots of these. You can make a nice synthesizer with polyphonic voicing and all this sort of stuff. That's kind of the whole idea with this. Brooksy, do you know that? Have you been looking at this a little bit more?
Yeah.
Do you want to have some comments? About this?
Yeah, I did. No, it's typical Dreadbox. It's but they seem to have stuffed the components from a number of their chromatic series into one. So I've already got like the DP for my, what do they call it, the mini synth voice, and this is a similar idea. It's an oscillator, filter, amplifier, and envelope generator in one, but it's got that Dreadbox sound. I mean, I really enjoyed listening to the demos of it. They do a system that they also sell a system in a case, which has got 4 or 5 of them in there with a couple of other modules to take.
I thought it was 6
and control. Is it 6? Yeah. It's a number, and yeah, it's Dreadbox, so it's going to sound good in it. So and just one of them. I mean, the one thing is a bit pricier than their usual chromatic series. I think it's about €200.
Oh, it's well worth it.
I still think it'd be really, really good module to have. Very taken by that. Was the one that.
Check this out. Oh, what happened to the picture? I'll try that again. I'll go back to you, and then I'll go back to here, and see we've lost it now. There we go. One analog oscillator
getting in on the scene.
Oh no, it disappeared again. You little Schneider. There we go. Saw, square, and waves. Sub oscillator, automatic tuning with the oscillator with fine tune, dual filter including 124 dB resonant low pass filter with OS FM and noise FM, 16 dB high pass filter, I like, one analog VCA, one complex LFO with free or key or track or BPM key modes, fade in, triangle, saw, ramp, square, random, can be all swapped and mapped to various parameters, 2 envelopes. One dedicated to the VCA with velocity control, and one loopable for low pass filter and pitch and pulse width. CV in patch can be mapped to all the basic parameters on the panel. MIDI in, boys and girls, MIDI in.
And MIDI out.
And MIDI out and through. CC in and out with program change in and out. Multi-timbral chaining functionality. There's what you can do. You can actually chain this up to 8 modules. With 16 presets, and it's only 10 HP per module. There you go. That's why it's a little bit pricey, because it's got some functionality more than just making a bit of noise. It's got that poly chaining and all that sort of cool stuff. This is an insta-buy for me. Insta-buy for Eurorack. This is very clever, because if you think about it from a company's point of view, they go, right, we'll sell one module. It does one voice. But you can get as many as you like. So you think about what I've got sitting over here. I've got the
Nifty keys,
right? Nifty keys, 4 modules, bang, job done, perfect.
They do sell a package with 6 telepathy modules and 1 psychosis and a modular case. 17.
They do. That's what Brooksy was saying before.
Yeah, for 1,200. Yep. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
I was looking it up.
Yep. Now we did a sneak preview.
Interesting.
We did a sneak preview. Anyone have a price on that? I actually couldn't get the price. You said it was about 200, didn't you, Brooksy?
Just 299.
299.
Okay.
Is it 299? Oh, it's more expensive than I thought. Blimey.
Because I think on my article, oh yeah, 299 euros. That's euros too, not US. Okay. So it's probably a bit more.
£250.
£250, 299 euros.
Something
What's
like
that? 320, 340 US, somewhere in there. Okay. So yeah, it is on the pricier side, but you know why now. So I don't think that the price really is. I don't, you know what I mean. Like
question X101.
Why not just?
It's nice for one.
Well, it's Eurorack.
Yeah, I mean, those the Nymphos and the Dreadbox that they've released, the new ones, you can take them out of the case and pop them in your Eurorack.
Mm. How many voices?
He's gone.
He has. He's frozen in time. Don't worry.
He'll be
Get him back.
It was Ian that was going to have the problems with the internet.
Yeah, I know.
I thought so too.
Yeah, I've just passed them on to Andy.
Knock on wood.
Let's do DPWs. There's 3 modules from these guys. The first one's the M1-Mix from DPW Design. This is a mixer with 4-channel stereo or up to 8-channel mono with crossfade. Now, this is really popular in a lot of people's skiffs. They want crossfading and stuff like that. You're looking at 9 HP, 30 millimeters deep, 25 milliamps of power draw. So that's a proper module. Look at that. 4-channel stereo mixer, which I think is really good. It's designed to be a flexible, compact part of your system as the main mixer for a small system, or you can get a few and distribute them around. So that's that. Now we're just going to go through all the DPW ones because there is 3. Mm-hmm. There's this one, which is the 4-band
distortion.
4-band distortion Moog D2. It's a multi-band distortion and preamp. The Moog D2 is a multi-band distortion overdrive preamp Eurorack module, completely analog. It designs to behave similar to 4 parallel tube amps, one for each frequency band: low, mid, high, mid, and high.
Okay.
It takes the Eurorack levels and works as a guitar or bass preamp. So it's line level. When I say it takes Eurorack level, that would be line level, right?
Yeah, that's line.
So
Eurorack is higher than line level.
Yeah, okay.
What? Guitar? No, guitar is lower. It's immensely. Guitar is lower than microphone level.
Yeah, guitar's really low. That's why you need high Z.
But watch, this one to me looks like a Boss heavy metal pedal in a in a module.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same.
The Moog.
Yeah, but
I love that.
Oh, Moog. Careful with the double dot. Moog.
Okay, so what they're saying is the benefit of the multi-band approach is that you don't get a sound that clogs up the lower and mid-range when you turn up the distortion. So that's kind of, they've had a bit of thought behind this. I do like what they've been thinking about this. You do have that high Z input, as I mentioned before. So that could be cool. 191 US for that baby. And then the EV2 is the last one in this little series of DPW modules. This one's only 85 euros. And it's only a 5 HP module. And what is it? It's a attenuverter with lots of little colourful knobs. I like it. So you've got so you've got A and B, and then you've got some, and then you've got A to B. And it's a attenuverter. So the whole purpose of this is it takes a voltage source, it mixes, and it's a comparator combined. So you can use it for functions or by themselves or combined. Very useful little module. Actually pretty decent. The bandwidth of the AV2 is more than 300 kilohertz, and it makes it suitable for clean audio operation like mixing and subtracting signals as well. So I like this. This is not a passive attenuverter. This is an active attenuverter, if that makes sense, right? Okay. Quick comment about DPW, if you like. DPW Design. Has anyone heard of DPW Design? The .se. Is that where's that? Sweden?
Sounds
Swedish.
Like a
it was at Synth showing some of these bits and bobs off. Nice chap.
Nice chap.
In a beautiful case. It was all very shiny and that walnut and red, sort of a deep arc. I don't know what it was, but it was lovely.
Modules are very colourful.
More interesting in the case that he brought that was in it.
Yeah, there's some information about cases coming up too, which we should probably get to.
Is it worth noticing that all the, at least 2 of the 3 you show, the mixers you've been showing, most of them come with stereo ins and outs. They're not like we used to for mixers for Eurorack, just mono ins and mix into one mono out. Most of these are already coming with doubles.
Because a lot of the modules now have stereo processing, so
exactly.
It's actually very handy to have that. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to have
for
to
the
use
same price,
2 channels on a mono mixer.
But that's my point. Price. If you compare the prices we've been pulling from same amount of mono channels to these ones with same amount of stereo channels, they're kind of affordable.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to do. Because I think a lot of Eurorack is heading down that, especially with all the DSP digital stuff coming out. So there's a lot of stereo processing we need. All right, we need to keep going. Very good point there, Eddie. Thanks for bringing that up. This one,
pleasure.
You guys know I like Juno choruses. Dear me. I've got a module that does this, but I don't have a module that does it as good as this. This is like, I'm jealous type one of these things, right? This does use the correct Bucket Brigade delay chip, the MN3009, originally made by Panasonic, now made by XVIVE or XVIVE, if you want to call them that. Soundforce Chorus 6 is a Juno chorus. It is a true Juno clone chorus where it gives you the 1 and the 2 options and you can combine them. But it also gives you all this other stuff that you probably never ever knew a Juno chorus could do, like different waveforms for the LFO. So, you know how choruses are based on an LFO, right? So you can change the waveform. You can have slow, medium, or small, medium, and large, or whatever. Slow, I call it slow. Anyway, you've got time, rate, depth, mix, and external attenuation with lots of different CV controls on the right. You're looking at €299 for this. So it is a pretty pricey module for just a chorus. But please, when you're looking at Soundforce makes some amazing stuff. When you're looking at this is probably the most controllable Juno chorus I've ever seen. Yeah,
but Henry? Is it only a chorus? It can also be used as a noise generator, I think, if it's a clone.
If it's
noise generator.
Yeah, if you have the traditional Roland one, it could be. Who's messaging me?
No, but yeah, just notice you have a time control. Time control. I don't know how wide is the range they give you, but it could mean you could do chorus or flange or phase. You could wander between those realms because that's one of the few differences between those 3 effects is about the delay time between original and double.
Because any Bucket Brigade delay can be a small delay, can be a chorus, or it could be a flange even.
Or a phaser.
You want one, don't you, Ranz?
I do. €299. It's not fair.
They're piling up. They're piling up.
Eddie, can we just get you to just, not a lot, but just drop your mic level down maybe a dB?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
That'd be great. I can't actually do anything from here. And if you don't like the big, fat, juicy, wide version of it, you can just get the micro version of it, which doesn't have any controls at all. This is kind of very similar to what I've got from feedback modules, where you've literally just got a off 1 and 2, an input and an output. It's a stereo output, by the way, people, because it is a chorus. That is €199 for that. So, and it does also use the XVIVE 3009 Bucket Brigade. It is a true.
How much was the one that you got before? Was it similar price?
Mine was. I can't remember. Someone can look. Feedback modules.
I'll look it up. Feedback modules. I've got it up here.
I know they don't make it anymore.
Any better?
So.
Doesn't he make it anymore? He's doing a collab project with that guy now with Befaco. So I need to talk about that in another show. But anyway, so Soundforce, they make a bunch of Roland D sort of stuff.
They're right. It's not in the feedback list anymore.
Okay. 150 was what Wagyu said. And I think Wagyu got one, didn't he? There you go. 10 left on their 106 chorus, apparently.
Yeah, I was going to get when they had that deal, and I forgot to get it. So.
Okay. What
Did
is
you say
next?
there's 10 left? All right.
Okay. Next, we'll breeze through these. So Dopefer have released a whole bunch of modules. But, oh my God. How do I breeze through this? This is really cool. This is probably one of the coolest modules I've seen for a while. Yes. This is a photo phasing phaser. And, wow. Okay.
Photons.
Let me just get the modular grid page up for myself so I can help you guys understand what this is about, and myself, because I don't want to stuff it up. Actually, no, this is not modular grid, is it? This is their website. I don't want their website. It's an 8-stage phaser anyway, which has the reason why they're calling it a photo phaser is because it uses the LDRs, the light sensitive resistors in there. And it's a replica of the compact phasing the letter A, manufactured by the company Schultz in the 70s. Now, I've heard a compact A, compact phasing A, and it is just so beautiful. It's like a real dreamy sort of sounding phaser. So the actual physical phasing circuit on this is identical to the historic module. So that he's gone and done a superb job on this. The modular grid page, please. Ranzee, where are you? Wrong button. There we go. 4 HP, nice little skinny module. That is fantastic, right? That's what you want. These guys listen when we talk. $164 US. That is great, that price. I believe it's available nowish. From what I heard on that Superbooth video that they were talking about this. By the way, the LEDs illuminate the what do you call it? The LDRs. So that's an interesting way it does it. In the back end, you won't actually see it. So
I think it's the same similar technology with the LDRs that they use on the Univibe.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
To make it a more an evolving, going from one spot to the other without gaps or bumps or clicks.
That's the main thing. It doesn't have those voltage ramps that they have to get around. It becomes more sort of a smoother thing. Yeah, exactly. And
more
the 8
Vactral.
The Vactrals, yeah. The 8 phases,
it's the same.
Though. 8 phases. I mean, we're getting, like ARP Quadra, sort of territory. That's what we're getting. The phaser in that. So that's beautiful. I would love to get my hands on one of these. Next. So there's a couple of modules from these guys. What's next is the polyphonic voltage control mixer or a sub-octave generator. So, yeah. What can I tell you about this? Very, very briefly. There's no price on this one. I don't know why. It's a combination of voltage-controlled polyphonic mixer and a polyphonic sub-octave generator. It is made up of 12 voltage-controlled amplifiers, or VCAs, which are arranged in the form of 4x3 matrix. So this would probably be handy in one of those polyphonic sort of modular synth setups. Is kind of my point on this one. No price, sorry. 55 millimeters deep. Typical Dopefer. You're going to need a deep case for that sucker. You've got a dual VC LFO. I've got their bigger baby of this one, but it's nice that they've done a dual version of this. So this is a, what was I going to say, 180 euros, dual voltage controlled LFO. Each LFO has 5 waveforms, triangle sine, rising and falling sawtooth, as well as a rectangle. But the rectangle output features a manually adjustable pulse width and pulse width modulation, which means so this can be kind of used as a sort of rudimentary oscillator, I guess, in that sense. But the frequencies are quite low because it's an LFO, right? And it does list the frequencies on their thing. I don't want to go into massive details about it, but that is $211 US. Did I say? I said the euro price before, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. Next one is the Quad VC slew limiter. So this is a quad voltage control slew limiter, and this is a polyphonic portamento. So that's the real reason why you'd want this, because you might have four.
Continue with all their quad range, or the quad oscillator, the quad filters, and all that. They have just one set of controls, but they've got four underneath the panel. They've got quite a lot of these. So yeah, you're right. They're going for a 4-voice polyphonic version. Of everything.
That's it, and it's just a portamento or slew. A lot of people forget that a portamento can slew your waveforms. Very, very handy. 140 US, 4 HP, and 45 millimeters deep. So there you go. Quick comment about the new Dope for modules. Any of those float your boat?
The phaser for sure.
Phaser, yeah, definitely. Yeah, can't have enough phasers, can we? What is it with phasers? I've started something.
They're lovely.
It must be just a phase.
Phase we're going through. It's a bloody long phase, let me tell you. Oh dear. Now, Darren's favorite brand.
Next.
Next. Darren's favorite brand has come in. Hopefully it's this next one. Hey, Darren.
Hey.
Well, hey.
Basil.
Pizza.
Yeah. There is a video on here that I don't know if it's really what we want to show, but let's play it anyway.
As long as it's
connect
not
your
the
favorite
41.
micro USB cable to your pizza, and your pizza will show up on your computer as a standard USB flash drive. Download the firmware from our website and simply drag and drop the firmware to the pizza folder. This will install the firmware on your pizza.
So the reason why I'm showing you that is because this module also uses the same firmware thing that the other one does, and it's actually really, really cool what they've done. So it's 283 US for this sucker. It's a flexible stereo space delay. I thought you might like this, Darren, because you can see all the stereo.
I like the way the crossfaders at a cross angle.
Yeah, that's really cool. The little spacey sort of cross angle thing. So compact. I don't know if it's that compact. It's compact-ish, let's say, but it's a completely digital stereo delay.
It's part bench compatible.
They claim that it offers a clean delay, but also they want you to know that it does these very, very lo-fi type flavors as well. So kind of crunchy digital type flavors. In its space section, opens up the doors to exploration beyond simple delay territory. The Basil delay buffer modulates very well, according to the Bastel website, allowing you to create the most classic time-based effects such as chorus, flanger, vibrato, pitch shifter, reverb, and stereo widening, among others, and navigate between them with just a few performance gestures. There you go. Bastel.
And it has a freeze as well, which is always good.
It has a freeze, yes, it does. A nice big freeze section. I thought you'd like that, Darren. Now, how much was it?
I've got a freeze for when I'm outside.
283, I said, didn't I? You could be here at the moment. You freeze when you come out here. Befaco, I think, is next. Befaco. The FX Boy. I thought we'd shown this before. Have we shown this before? Or am I having deja vu or something? I can't find much information about this, by the way. So maybe I haven't shown this before. I
don't recall seeing that before.
I reckon there was something about the card that you insert on the left-hand side, and we were kind of going, oh, that's a really cool idea. But then someone mentioned that the card is quite sort of unique. Anyway, this is like an FX.
It's proprietary.
Yeah, proprietary. This is an FX module, which you can change the FX by putting these cards in on the left-hand side. And then obviously the controls and everything for that are on there.
So it's a multi-effects.
Multi-effects, but changing the cards.
Yeah,
thing.
Expandable.
I don't have any videos on this, any price on this, no modular grid on this. So Befaco, come on, maybe. I mean, that was 3 days ago when I was looking at that, so it may have put it in there since. But yeah, But that does look interesting. I want to see more information about this.
Yeah, me too.
Would agree.
To follow.
To follow, yeah.
Yeah, didn't the Tip Top Audio have that big one week? Oh my God, his colours.
Oh,
Darren, you're going to love this.
Skippy!
Yeah, it's lovely that.
This is the Skippy from Kaona. And I feel like playing
Was it from Australia?
Yeah, I feel like going.
I don't care what it does. I just want one because it looks fab.
That's just gonna.
Oh, it's one of those funny UK.
Right.
Yeah.
There's that Defra sequencer looks like this. I mean,
yeah.
Wow. Wait.
That's what my set would be like when I was live, because we've been watching him doing it, he hasn't got a clue.
Wow.
And this is what people think when they think Eurorack.
These guys are a French company, Kaona.
I rest my case.
Is 372 euros. Don't rest any cases.
What is it?
It's a non-matrix polyrhythm sequencer, linear and logarithmic, which offers 4 completely independent tracks with a very simple interface. I don't know about that. 1 button per track, 1 function per screen, and no submenus, possibly saving 64 configurations.
It's just truly psychedelic. I think it was psychedelic.
So the sounds didn't come from this one.
Obviously.
No,
probably not.
No, it's just a gate. It's a gate sequencer.
This is coming at the end of. Let's go back to this. Sorry, this is coming at the end.
Does it do pictures as well? Oh, no, it looks,
it's a modular. Gates, it's a module on drugs, isn't it? It's just on drugs.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of those modules that you'll see in someone's skiff and you go, "What's that?" You know, it probably not be in many people's skiffs.
It never gets used.
Darren just
like the Euclidean circles.
Turns the lights off and looks at
it. Madder.
I mean, this must be very normal for all of you, but they're winning me just by the screen. It's a full, multicolor LCD screen. It's obviously a square, but they put the round so you only look what's actually in the interface.
You're getting one over pretty easily, bud.
But I think one problem with seeing these models on YouTube is we don't know where the sounds come from.
Yeah.
It sounds great. It's fantastic. But
this doesn't make a sound.
We can't do that because it's only.
What it does do is it adds another concept to modular, because you've got the people who can play modular, the people who just write weird tunes with modular, and then the people who collect just lovely artworks of modular.
And this is one of them. One of them all.
But you don't play.
But I assume this one does.
Put them all together.
Yeah, I assume this one does not make a sound. It's just a sequencer.
Oh, it's a sequencer. Absolutely.
It's like that, except it's got 4. I mean, this will do 6 if you're clever, but it's got. This is the Euclidean circles from VPME.
Okay.
So you can see
they blend it into one.
Circle is steps.
Yep.
So each one of those is steps, and each one puts out a trigger. So all it's doing is rhythmic, and when you turn the knob, you can determine the number of steps in your sequence. When the sequence start and stop, and it can get pretty chaotic depending on what you're triggering. But it's really interesting when you use it to trigger different synth tones and things. I haven't used it as much as I really should, but it's also one of the prettiest modules in Europe. When you switch it on, it all just goes in rainbow colours all the way around. So it's just fun to just switch it on and off and watch it go. These rainbow colours.
That's why you bought it.
We're reasonably.
You can make Grids do the same thing too. Grids has a mode where you can do
absolutely. But it's that module, just the color of it and everything makes me go. I just want to have that in my rack. I just
go back to it.
It's,
never underestimate the light show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're easily pleased, aren't we?
I've got a Qubit Pulsar.
Let's go to Instruo's 2 new modules that they've released. I don't know how to say this. I'm just going to say ARADH. Okay, so you guys can work out how to pronounce that.
Arath.
Yes, it is a low-pass filter in VCA. That's all it is. It does a few other little bits and pieces. 385 US, 6 HP, 27 millimeters deep. Look, it's if you're looking for sort of voltage control resonance, I think there's a pre-gain filter in it as well, noise gate functionality, dynamics processing. It's got a few things up its street. It's not just the filter, like the bias and things like that. So it's pretty interesting. There is a little bit of information about it. I don't know if I've got this video queued up correctly. Let me just quickly go to here.
Hello, it's Jason here. We are currently in spring of 2023, and I've got a couple of new modules. I'm quite excited. You might already be familiar with the interface layout, which we've used on the t-shirts and on passive malt, stuff like that, for the last couple of years. So the ARA is a 6 HP low pass filter module with a good few tricks up its sleeve. So a bit of history. The first filter I designed as Instro was this guy, the Tri, which it's been discontinued for a number of years now, but it's the ARA is very much the spiritual successor of the Tri, so it's using the same fundamental transistor ladder circuitry, which is quite a historically significant circuit, a really good sounding filter design, which has been used through the ages on various synths. But I've sort of added a few quirks into the mix with this one. So there are kind of three roles that I designed the ARA to sort of fit within. So the first being that classic.
I want him to stop talking about it and just show it. But yeah,
at least you got the pronunciation.
It's true. It'll be expensive, but it'll sound bloody good. That's it. Yeah. I'd love to have a whole case full, but I can't afford them.
Yeah,
they're just so expensive.
There is another one, which is this, and he does show this as well in this video. Bang. So before he talks about this one, I'll tell you just really briefly. It's very easier, a lot easier for me to talk about this. This is a random voltage generator, and he calls this the Swiss Army knife for modulation source. So it features an analog sample and hold, white noise generator, digital random voltage generator, morphing LFO, and a probabilistic trigger generator with a unique phase adaptive tap tempo functionality. So let's have a little look.
Because some of you might be familiar with this guy, which is a limited edition module run that I did a couple of years ago now. So this one was never actually intended to be produced, or formally produced as production. So that's why it ended up being a limited edition run during lockdown times when parts were a bit more scarce. So I was able to actually produce a limited run of these. But the module itself, this is how it was designed. So I kind of designed it based around some of the graphics from Legend of Zelda game, which I didn't think I should be selling Nintendo IP on a module. So I borrowed the name TIE for this limited release, because the TIE was always the intention was always to be this module, essentially, which it's ultimately an amalgamation of various algorithms or random voltage generation and curation that I've used in my patching for years. So there's some algorithms that started off as Max MSP patches back when I was in college. So it's been a long time coming, like sort of getting this condensed down to an actual final hardware form. So in brief, it's 4 HP. At the top here we have an analog sample and hold, analog white noise source.
So you saw just quickly as he was chatting, it scrolled some of those algorithms across. So check out the video anyway. 4 HP for a random voltage / crazy. You could use that for a lot of stuff, and that's why he says it's Swiss Army knife. You'd probably want to have a buffered malt sitting right next to that baby, I would say, because you could use it, sending stuff out everywhere to your modular. Brooksies, you've frozen again. I'm not sure.
It's a lot smaller and easier than my ADAC module, which is crazy.
Yeah. And even the ones he previously made, you saw the size of those. They were quite large.
3 times, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Instro. He's always releasing stuff, so it's awesome that he's very active. It's a good company to get into if you can afford his modules. That one's $357 US. So it's, you know, that's the sort of money that you spend with his gear, unfortunately. But they're beautiful looking modules, really, really well thought after engineering in them. So you're paying for that, I think. I personally think anyway. What's next? Lots of Eurorack. Sorry, guys. Pianophonic from Knobula.
Oh,
yay!
I've not seen this one.
Let's have a look at the vid.
Knob looks a bit wobbly.
Darren, stop it.
Let's have a quick look at this anyway. It's an 8-voice polyphonic wavetable synth that takes the inspiration from the piano strings and hammer mechanism mixed with a bit of 90s digital keyboard charm. 3 wavetable oscillators, a single sample playback engine per voice. You can see what you're getting out of it. Lots of sort of mangling stuff. 12 HP module, $440 US, 350 pounds, I believe. These are an English company, Knobula. So big.
I still want different.
Big shout out to those guys. Who likes that one? Yeah, Rooksy's going to be poor after this.
Well, at the minute I can't buy anything. I mean, I'm so strapped for cash now with the price rises of everything that it'll be ages before I can buy anything again. But that's definitely one to add to the list. I thought that demo was great. I thought the sounds were awesome, and the idea that it's polyphonic. You know, for the minute in my rack, I have to, if I want to do polyphony, I have to put a sample into the bit box, whereas this is a bit more immediate. So I could be very tempted by that.
I reckon it must be hard for these Eurorack companies to bring out stuff, because I'm about to show you some more stuff, and you'll think, "Geez, haven't we seen like 4 or 5 wavetable synths already?"
We're in a rush now.
Yeah,
now that the chips are becoming available again.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot more of it.
They've been on the back burner for a while, and now they're all coming out in this great big glut of stuff.
Yeah,
everyone's
absolutely.
Going,
let's get hold of our chips. Well, this one is the Proteo.
Proteo. What a good
by
name.
Clank. Now, this is also an oscillator, which is based on a wavetable, but they're calling this one a constantly evolving stereo oscillator. I don't have any audio demos, unfortunately, for this. It's got 2 independent time-based acquiring paths, transform the incoming voltage into sounds, casting a mold for the oscillator's waveform. The sonic result is a constantly evolving waveform, which can be frozen and blended with a sine wave. The 2 oscillators are then tied together from a common pitch, and the span control lets you then pitch the distance between them. It's a TBA, I think, on this price. Let me just double check on that again. TBA for the Clank. Yep, unfortunately, I don't have any more information about that one. I think that's like a drawing, and they've pasted in the CD inputs. It looks like a render, but yeah.
So I hope the design gets better. The labels for the inputs.
Same. Okay, what's next? So we're almost getting sort of like glazing over our eyes, aren't we, with all this stuff? Behringer have released a mixer module. Now, I don't think this was the final thing. This is the render that they put on, and I was under the impression they're just getting feedback from people, but it's already in modular grid. So someone's jumped on it already. It's a concept phase at this stage, but
Yeah.
They're saying this is going to be a 20
God,
HP module, and it's going to be sold for $99 US. That's what.
Come on, get out.
It'll sell bucket loads if it's true.
I will get it.
I don't buy it.
I will.
I mean, it's a mixer. They're not ripping anybody else off.
Again.
So,
yeah.
Not for 100 quid. 150.
Yeah.
But,
Not
even 100 quid. That's 99
CB.
US. That's like, what,
Hannibal
70,
CB.
80 quid. Yeah.
Yep. How long will it last? If
Yeah, but
only
it's
it had
not
an
out yet.
auxiliary send.
Doesn't matter. You can buy two.
Yeah.
We bag them out for doing silly things like the Abacus earlier, but they do sometimes do some good stuff. Every single Behringer module that I own have never ever had a problem with the build quality. I even tried to debunk the build quality in one of my videos where I was talking about the mechanical, longevity of their sockets.
You had some tuning problems in the beginning. I remember.
No, that was a
factory fault.
A factory fault. So that was a pre-release to the public. So they updated that.
That was the A110 and the A12 the 121 was it? Whichever the dual oscillators.
110, yeah.
The 110 module. Yeah, and then they sorted it.
So none of their sockets have failed on me. None of the builds have been dodgy yet. Mind you, I haven't sat there and mucked around with them daily for thousands of hours or anything either. So, someone will have a different story to me. But
my A110 has had a lot of hammer, as has the dual envelope generator and LFO module, the 140. I guess that's because that's in my line racket, so it's been lugged about a lot, and it gets played with a lot, modulated physically, manually, not just the LFOs, the lazy people.
They're going to use the same hardware on this, Brooksy. This is what I'm saying. So those
they look like
sockets
the same
and
ones.
those sliders, they'll be all the same part that you've got on your System 100.
Warp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna to take it back because it just hit me. Yes, Behringer are releasing, I think it's 3 or 4 input mixers with one aux and an external input, like in pocket size, for less than 70 quid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen that yet.
No, I mean, I'm talking a Eurorack mixer. I mean, real mixers for real audio.
Yeah.
Standalone mixers. So if they can do it on a more complex with more ins and outs and 2-band EQ and band stuff, they might be able to pull it in 100 quid.
Well, maybe. But I asked Behringer, because I asked for feedback. I said, why don't you put a USB connection on this and make it a digital back end so that we can access all of those 6 channels in a digital USB class compliant audio, because it's not hard for them to do that. They've got the tech already to do it. So just add another.
But not multi-channel. On the cheap ones, they only give you left and right.
I want multi-channel. I specifically said that I want multi-channel.
Yeah, not in that price. Don't dream.
Obviously, the price will go up, but yeah. Okay, next.
Yeah.
Yes, this baby.
Oh yes,
this baby.
The only modular module I'm interested in
is this one, the Make Noise Spectrophone. Now, I did an article on my website already about this because people were complaining they didn't understand what this was about during the release. I mean, there's a few videos that have come out on this now. Okay, so you've got. Let me just go back to my article because it's easier if I help myself to that.
Yeah, the in-depth video is Sarah Bell Reed's on this.
I think
she spends an hour.
The easiest way
it's an hour.
The easiest way to explain this is basically you've got an A and a B. On the left hand side your A, on the right hand side your B. Okay, and what it is, it's a digital dual spectral oscillator. They're using some fancy words. Okay, fancy words are important because it is basically what you're looking at is a new type of oscillator. I'll put a little asterisk in the disclaimer on that. It's not technically new. But what it is, it's a collaboration with Tom Erb of SoundHack. He's using this thing called real-time spectral analysis and resynthesis to make sounds from what already exists. So as you bring sounds into this, it's then using those technologies to make new sounds. It's a 34 HP module, so it's quite big.
It's a beastie. It's a beastie.
Make Noise are really singing the praises with this because they're using a new digital platform which offers better DSP and better firmware updates and better I/O and higher resolutions and lower noise floors and things like that. Better access to the code. But looking at the module, like I said before, you can see duplicates of the left and right, A and B. They're essentially oscillators, basically. What they do is they oscillate in two ways. There's a spectral amplitude modulation, or SAM, we'll call it. And then there's also a spectral array oscillation, which is SAO, or SAO. Now, what SAM does is, instead of it oscillating all the time like a VCO does, right? The sound at the input is used to modulate the amplitude of a set of harmonics. And then that can be sequenced and modulated like any analog VCO. Then these spectrums can be used to create an array of harmonics, I guess you call it. And that you can use that in the SAO oscillation later on. So the SAO is a spectrum created that from the array that then oscillates all the time from odd and even harmonic outputs being drawn from those stored arrays. So you get controls in the middle. You've got slide and focus, what I'm saying. They control the mode depending on whether you're in SAM mode or SAO mode. You've got partials. The partials control work and combine amplitude and timbre gate for the odd and even harmonics. And there's an FM bus. The FM bus is big because this is why they need the DSP to do this. It'll create a high definition internal frequency modulation from the opposing side of the spectrophone, and the two sides can then interact via internal bus, flow and sync. Anyway, there's a whole bunch more information on my website about it. Let's go to the video and have a look. I'm not going to watch 10 minutes of it, but let's have a look. I think you guys get the idea that I got from this was that if you had a DX7, right, and you were able to feed it audio, and then merge that audio with the sine wave, algorithms in the DX7, you kind of come up with something like this. Is kind of where I kind of feel you can hear that sort of buclery sort of sound through it. It's very, very interesting.
I mean, Tom Herb has been doing this stuff for... Sorry, go on, Andy.
No, we'll go with Ian first. Sorry.
All right,
just quickly in. Yep.
Tom Herb's been doing this stuff. I mean, I first used... His plugins are brilliant, but his website's down now, and I don't know whether it's... I mean, I stopped using them when I think they were still 32-bit and everything moved over to 64-bit. They were always free. But I remember using this back in 2010, and he doing something... It wasn't with two oscillators, it was two individual sound sources. But you can see where... He started with that, and it's ended up here. And this, I mean, I was quite excited by this. I mean, I don't think that demo's necessarily great, if I'm honest. Like I say, if you want to really get into it, look at Sarah Bell Reed's video. But I mean, it doesn't make me want to start down your rat, but stick that in a box. I'm happy. It's pricey, bit pricey, but I think it's got a lot going for it.
Make noise stuff is kind of what I would call on the edge pricey. So it's like I've got a few of their modules, and you kind of feel like, I'll cut a bit of my arm off and I'll get that module, and you think actually that wasn't too bad. It's actually worth every cent. So it's one of those sort of products. Brooksy, you were going to say something.
Well, I just hope they mend it before they release it.
Yeah.
Sound broken?
No, I'm sorry. I was being sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that's just mental. I don't think it's necessarily going to sound like chaos and mayhem all the time. I see it's more like a resonator processor, because some of those FM things that they were doing were absolutely beautiful. So Ian, you'll agree with that, because you'll have heard of it. They're just really just obviously you get a sweet spot and it just rings out. I mean, rings, mutable rings, and so on, all those sort of things. It has overlaps. But I was thinking, because one of the things that is definitely on my to get list when I've saved up a few more pennies is the XPO oscillator. I really think that would be fantastic, and that
it would be
going into that. I think they're designed to be sort of paired up in sort of systems. I've really been into what Make Noise have been releasing. I think they've been really creative. I think they're one of the most creative companies at the moment in Eurorack. I just, everything I hear from them at the minute, I go, oh yes, I want that. Oh yeah, I want that. Oh yeah. But like you said, the price adds up when you've had 3 or 4. You're up to £1,000, and it's like, oh lordy.
$5.99 for this baby.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got to stick a Q-Pass filter over the ends, and there's another £300 on top of that. So, well, 380.
Look at the bright side.
Their stuff is great. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it is good.
Look at the bright side. That thing is so huge that not much more else will fit in the case, so you will save a lot of money.
This is also true. No, I've got that in one case.
Sorry, I had to make the joke.
You need the space though on that, because if you don't have those controls on that,
of course you do.
They're mass modules,
of course you
too,
do,
for what it is.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go sort of a bit more non-Eurorack for a change.
Okay.
Hi, Dustin from Roland, here to show you the Ira Compact S1 Tweak Synth, a pocket-sized 4-voice polysynth with a stack of innovative sound design and performance tools to create deep textures and expressive sequences. The S1 is the latest addition to the Ira Compact line. Powerful, fun, affordable instruments that put Roland's legendary sounds in the palm of your hand. The S1 is a powerful synthesizer, packing a sound much bigger than its size. Under the hood, the S1 uses our analog circuit behavior technology to replicate the legendary character of the SH-101. But dig a little deeper, and you'll soon find the S1 is packed with new sound design features that push the ACB capabilities into overdrive. Explore hands-on waveform creation with oscillator drawing, and use oscillator chop to slice up each waveform, creating unique overtones and metallic timbres. The comprehensive 64-step polyphonic sequencer features motion recording, probability, and substeps to bring pattern programming to life. For new physical performance approaches, tap into step loop for instant repeats and rhythmic variation, or try demotion for controlling assignable parameters by moving the S1. Plus, enjoy onboard effects, an easy-to-use arpeggiator, and much more. Let's get familiar with the sounds of the S1 by choosing a few patterns to play.
Let's not. But you guys can watch that later. Wow. $199 US. Yeah. Available for pre-order now. Thank you very much, Roland, for not releasing a product and making us wait 3 years. Yeah. Hey, company starting with B.
What was the price?
181 quid, best price at the moment.
$199 US, $299 Australian. If you want to get it from the main retailers. And what was it in
He's looking
British?
for his SH.
181 is the best street price I can find.
Okay, so it's...
I think Tom Tillman are doing it 179 UK.
Anybody want to buy one of these?
End of the month.
Nope.
He hasn't got his headphones on, so he can't hear us.
They're about 349 quid.
Keep that, Brooksy. Don't lose that.
No, I won't be selling it. No, absolutely it is. But
they're still trying to find that Volker angle, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's great, but they're still trying to find that Volker.
I think they might have done it this time.
Boutiques did it. Let's try it again. Yeah, no, they should have done this in the first place.
It said polyphonic sequencer, so what was the polyphony of it?
I can't remember if it said it had 4 voices or if it was a mono, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it said a polyphonic sequencer. Well, why would you put a polyphonic sequencer on it if it's not polyphonic?
I think 4 voice.
Is it 4? I mean, to be honest, the SH01A is 4. So
I'm just having a quick look at the website.
I would also like to say I want this the S1, but not because of this video, but because all I could think of was, why was he wearing that hoodie?
It's 4 voices.
Actually, 4, yeah. The loop pop video is really good, actually.
Yep.
So have a look at his video. But yeah, I mean, it's a steal, isn't it? 108,
it is 199. It's really good.
Yep.
It's an insta buy.
That whole series is good. The Rolkas are fun.
They're that big. They're tiny.
Yeah, I know.
Well done, Andy.
Yep.
Yeah, about that big.
Yeah.
You got one? Let me have a look. Have a look.
No, not. I got that.
Yeah, you got the J6. Yeah.
It's the same
it's the same size. It's the same form factor. What do you think of that, Darren?
Got one of those?
I didn't know you got one. What do you think of that?
That was my only tie I got.
Oh, bless him. He got a little.
That's all my money I saved up for.
Yeah.
What do you like?
How long the rechargeable battery in it lasts is a different matter, though. That's after it should be all right. It's but like a phone battery inside, so I'm assuming the won't die eventually.
Perfect for park benches. Yeah, that's it.
Well, they've had AC. They've had ACB now for a while, so
park bench compatible.
Exactly. You would think that Roland would be trying to improve the CPU processing and technology behind the ACB. That's what you'd think. So they've had it for a while. Who knows? Not sure.
Why?
No,
why would they?
They're just trying to get that Volca vibe going,
so they can make it smaller and faster.
Like I said, they'd have brought that out when they were trying to do the Volca attack.
Yeah.
Then they might have had
Remind me to go back to this subject afterwards.
We probably won't have time, but
I know.
Let's go here. What about this baby?
Don't know. What is it?
This is by
Teenage Engineering.
This is by a company called Superlative, and this is called the Monolab System 1000.
That would be thousands.
Yeah, well, this is TBA on the price, so you could be on the money there, but it's not Teenage Engineering. I'm going to get the website up so you guys can have a little bit look at this. There wasn't a lot of information on this.
Those sites reminds me of this.
Hang on, nobody can see you. Nobody can see you.
You're not on screen yet.
Bang.
There.
Yeah, those sites remind me of this. I bought this and it was supposed to be great because I could put the pedals
chain them,
and chain them, but it's not locking, so it's really terrible. When you have them on the floor, they will go.
Whose is this one?
Can we go back to this? This?
Yes.
There's also this view.
The sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite a skinny looking thing. It's on their website. They're saying the Monolab is our distillation of subtractive synthiness in the most accessible, portable, configurable form, a tactile canvas of sound. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, more information about it. It's coming in June, but tell us more information about it because that is it. Okay, and that looks really, really sexy. It looks really, really cool. I like it.
Very nice.
It's very, very nice
design.
It's not cheap. It is a bit Teenage Engineering looking.
It's very SH101,
isn't it?
Very SH101, but almost like as if Teenage Engineering would make an SH101. That's kind of how I feel. But Superlative have made what's the other product they made? I forget now. This one. You guys might remember this one.
Oh yes.
So that is an SH101.
That is SH101.
Vaporware. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It was digital, wasn't it? I think that thing was. I forget now.
Yeah, I think they ditched it because about the same time, loads of the Behringer came out with the MS1, and
so maybe they've used the tech in
SH101A.
Yeah, maybe they've used the tech in that and made that modular thing. Anyway, obviously it's a mono synth because it's got the word mono in it. That's about all we can tell you. Next, this. Let's go to...
Yes, please.
Let's go to this and go to this. Very nice. I think there's a lot to say about this, but I reckon this is going to be popular. I think $239. I reckon it's going to be popular because it's it's a texture granular type sort of synthesis thing, and it's the same
bit menu divey.
It is a bit.
Have a
all
look.
The live-in stuff is a
Chris
bit like
Chris
that.
Lodi's video is really good.
Yeah, he's working for them now. So
yeah.
I just link it in there. It's a really good video because it shows that as an effects unit too.
Because otherwise he might not be working there tomorrow if they're not. I've got.
Really, I mean,
who's hands up? Who's got some Sonicware stuff? I've got a couple of their products. Okay, Sample Tech.
Yeah, Sample Track. Yes.
Sample Track. Yep, and I've got one of their live-ins. I've got the XFM. I haven't got any of their.
The 8-bit warps. They're both really good.
8-bit warps, yeah.
But the XFM's hard to use.
XFM's a bit tricky, yeah. I was not 100% happy with that. This may be sort of suffering from the similar sort of problems that the XFM has, because the live-in firmware, it's the same firmware sort of size. Hardware firmware size. So, yeah. But the sounds that they're doing out of this were really, really, really cool. So, yeah. It's probably, $239. It's not going to hurt you if you bought it and thought you didn't like it.
I think it's €319.
Monophonic.
It might be a bit more over here because there's no distributor into the UK. So we might have to pay a bit more for it.
So people want some specs.
I'll get it from Tolman.
Yeah, well, actually, that's the. Yeah, actually, you're probably. Yeah. Where did I get 319 from then? Anyway,
it's a 4-voice polyphonic.
The Lo-Fi
synth.
12 is good too. It's just not very popular. I don't think.
Eddie, 4-voice polyphonic. Okay, you can record 32 samples up to 6 seconds. Generate grains from any part of any sample. Synthesize them to 2 modulation sources with an envelope generator and process the sounds through different filter types. It also has a effects processor for real-time granular processing and a whole bunch of other stuff. There's like shimmer reverb and a whole bunch of stuff. There's videos on this, so go check out the videos on it. I think.
Thank you, Agu.
It's probably one. It's probably one that they should have released earlier, but I think they've done it in a really good. It's based on their sample technology, but using their wavetable / granular synthesis type stuff. I think you'll have fun. People will have fun.
Is it worth asking Chris to come on one time?
Yeah, get him on. We'll I can organise the Sonicware guys to come on. They're really contactable. So yeah, we can do that. All right. Giving that a plug. What about this thing? This thing kind of really got me intrigued. Now I won't show the video because it's Nick's video, but obviously if you watch Nick's stuff, you can see that he's been to Superbooth and he's showing this thing there. It's a very interesting thing, but. What do we got? What's the information on this? So the Lambda Synthetics Polypulse is what we're talking about. Price? Did we get a price on that? I can't remember if we got a price. No, there's TBA on the price.
That'll be expensive because it looks like it's built well.
It's a standalone performance workstation for the musician who isn't afraid to experiment. It's got like buttons on it, like it's from I don't know, the 1980s.
It's beautifully
He said in the video that it's a prototype at the moment.
It's from Chernobyl's mission control. It's got 5-track standalone performance workstation, intuitive design. You can create polyrhythms and melodies. I'm trying to work out what the 5 rectangles are, or squares, I guess you call them.
Well, if said 5 tracks, must be each screen to load an instrument.
But I didn't see there was any screen. I thought it didn't show any.
Exactly.
They're just touch panel. They're just touch panels round.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Each one's
like Chaos pad style.
Yeah. What was it?
Yeah, they're just like Chaos pads. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. More information about what is the synth engine? What type of synth engine? Is it digital? Is it obviously it would be some sort of sampling synth? Yeah, but it's a really interesting thing. I don't know if I would get it. I have no idea how much it costs. There's a better photo of it for you guys. But doesn't it look like something out of some sort of old 1980s? I don't know.
Looks like the old Roland.
One of the original guys.
It does look like the old Roland sequences. Yeah. I think we're almost at the end. Hooray! The last one. Yeah, that's the last one. I think we got to the end. The Rick Modular Knight Rider.
Oh yeah, I can see. But what is it?
Is it a kit?
Is it a kit?
I love this guy.
Does it come in kit?
Yeah.
This really only just popped into Robin Vincent and myself sort of saw this on their their Instagram page, so I don't really know a lot about it, but I can say it's a sequencer and a filter bank. Is that right? Yeah, a quad sequential resonator is what they're calling it. 4 multi-mode filters with stereo capability combined with 6-stage 4-channel modulation sequencer. So they're saying it's finally a filter bank that unifies the control of multiple parameters, enabling spaghetti-free approach to formant animation fun. The Knight Rider cleverly turns the dials to where you want them, when you want them, via its unique 4-channel, and it cuts it off. Can't read anymore. But anyway, that's it. It's a very, very pretty looking module. Very pretty looking module. I think there was another sort of close up of it. It looks really very sexy indeed. Darren,
it's another one you just have running in the background.
Yeah, just stare at it.
Yeah, you just put that running in the background. Your case will look amazing with all these lights. Don't get to use it or play it, but it looks amazing.
I get a bit frustrated. Like when I'm choosing products to show on the show, like there's a couple of things that I would prefer. Number one, if you're going to talk about a product, release a little video. Like these other people that have released videos have gone to the effort, and it may be the naffest video in the world, but at least it's something that we can hear it and see it in use. If you've got a product to release, just go to the effort to produce a video is my advice to you. Don't give us a TBA on price. Give us, okay, we think it will be this, but it could be between this and this. It's better than TBA. Because TBA, what's TBA?
Price.
What is TBA? TBA could be bloody anything. So there's some advice for everyone. I know there was a lot of Eurorack in there, but that is Superbooth, people. Superbooth is very, very big on Eurorack. So we've seen everything.
Who started that long ago was Waldorf with the Stromberg. That was the original vaporware.
Well, yeah. 43 products we showed today. Okay.
Wow.
Quick comment from all of you, because I'm going to have to end it soon. Darren, starting with you. Pick one of those.
There was lots of lights, so I've got lots of things.
Pick one. What was your favourite?
Pick
one.
Oh, the best. I don't know. Which one had the most lights?
Don't say that one, Darren. You're not allowed to say that one.
The one with the circle.
Kaona Skippy is the one probably you liked. The Kaona Skippy.
That's psychedelic, isn't it?
Yeah. I like the Knight Rider's pretty good. Yep. All right.
Well, if we don't know what it looks like, I'll see it.
We don't. Yeah. Let's hear what some of these sound like. Andy, what about yourself? What would be your favorite thing?
The modular stuff was a blur, but there were some really good ones in there. It's hard for me to pick one right now, but it's early. It's early in the morning, and there's a lot of good stuff. So it's. I'm going to be annoying and just say there were several that were very good. So
okay, I'll give you a very, very borderline pass on that as an answer. Ian,
well, Ian's not a fan of modular, so
Roland S-1. I'm going to buy one.
Wow. Okay.
it's not today,
get in there, Ian.
Not the Korg.
You can order them now.
Behave, Darren.
I've got the Korg.
Yeah, we've all got one. Everyone's got one.
Okay.
To be fair, the Texture Lab, but that would have to wait.
Right. The Spectrophone, I think, was the other thing that you were interested in, wasn't it?
That I love that. Yeah. But that's a leap of faith into modular for me, isn't it?
Ooh.
So
is it what?
Get in there, Ian. You know you want to.
No, I'm resisting.
Tickling you where you want to be tickled, and you're enjoying it.
Somebody on this panel needs to be non-modular, and I'm the man.
Hey, hello. What? Hey, what am I? Transparent?
Ian, this is what you think. This is what you think.
Yeah. No,
just get the vocal modular. It's a gateway drug.
Brooksy,
no, stop it, Andy, stop it.
About me, right? Definitely the make noise thing that whose name I've forgotten that one. That's it. Spectrophone, definitely. That was fascinating. And that super psychedelic Euclidean circles thing, the koala mega whippy.
Kaona
Skippy whippy.
Skippy.
Koala Skippy, or whatever it was.
Kaona psychedelic it was.
The skimpy koala. The koala skimpy, whatever it was, that's just ace. I hope the price is sensible because I just want it in me right.
What you sat on the park bench with it. Koala Skippy.
Koala Skippy. There's a kangaroo and a koala on every Euro rack case. Okay, we'll go with Eddie. What about yourself, Eddie?
Mine is quick. The only one I actually need and I can actually afford is going to be the Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. Yes. PP1.
The PP1. Okay.
PP1. Yeah, don't do a little.
What's Pipi machen? Schnell.
It's Pipi machen.
Henrik.
There was 3. The mixer from Behringer, it is cheap. The rest of the models, no. I think the prices will drop a lot because there are so much on the market now and comes so much. So I will wait with that. Else it was the S1 or the Livin. Those were interesting.
Yeah, definitely definitely those. I don't know. I think Brooksy for me, and you're probably the same because that's why you went and grabbed your SH01A. I probably don't need to get an S1 for that reason.
No, that's it. But it looks so tempting.
It does look tempting.
It's definitely
I haven't got one. I haven't got one. So
some people are calling these.
I might get one. It's got green on the bottom.
Exactly.
Some people are calling these.
Bring the green
hint to my live set.
Sorry, Ranzee.
They're calling these Rolkers.
Yep. The Rolkers.
Yeah.
Because they're about the same size as a Volca.
They're a little smaller.
And it's the same target market.
For me, I'm definitely interested in the Korg Phase5. I think what I'm looking at every year is when synth manufacturers bring out something that's innovative and new and really spruce my ears. I want to find more about that. I think the same reason why the Spectrophone from Make Noise would also fall into that category as well. For me, they're the two that really kind of push the gambit of innovation. So if I was to give an innovation award, it would be, I think the Make Noise Spectrophone would win it because they've actually produced it and it's there and it's real. We can hear it. So
we don't know what that Korg thing is or does.
Correct.
Hopefully we will one day soon.
Yeah. Eddie.
Quick comment. Are you aware that this Korg thing with the tines must be out or induced because of the game changer devices, the synth that they're doing? Because I think that one is doing pretty well in sales.
Okay.
Do you know it?
No.
Which one?
Motor synth.
Game changer devices. They started doing pedals. They did the distortion with the motor synth.
Yeah.
This could be Korg's reply to the motor synth.
Maybe.
Before we all log off, can I just pick up on Wagyu's comment? There was another thing that was shown from PWM, Paul Whittington Music, who produced the Malevolent, and that's the Mantis which is basically like a reinvention of the Wasp meets the Oscar, and apparently was the last synth that Chris Huggett was working on, and they've stayed true to his designs and included him in any profit share, which I think was very, very, very.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't actually see that, so apologies if I didn't
squeeze it in a future show. There's so much still that we can go through. I mean,
we can show it next week.
Squeeze in next week.
I mean, there were 40 something things we got, and I did say at the start there was definitely things
it was
that
massive.
I missed.
It was a marathon, that Ranzee.
It was a marathon, but
that was proper gas fest, wasn't it?
Oh, but let's be fair. Isn't it cool that we've got a video now that we've it was painful, but we've got a video now that exists that we've gone through the majority of stuff that came out at Superbooth all in one video, and as a result, you can go and check out the blog article afterwards. It'll link to the videos. It'll link to Modular Grid for those Eurorack modules. It'll link to their websites. It has prices on there. I think it's awesome that we've got it all in one place, and I appreciate all of you guys' help with going through this. I know it was painful, and everyone in the chat.
That's all right.
Really... Wagyu said check out his spam above for next week. He put in a whole list of things that we haven't covered. So it might be worth a look.
I'll probably have to go through all that, the chat. Do apologise for not getting onto you chatties sooner, but I do want to say a big thank you for all the chatties who did participate in the show. I know there was a super chat that went through that we didn't acknowledge, and I've lost it now. I think it might have been David. Was it David?
I don't know.
I think it usually does.
Yeah. So I do apologise for not getting onto that. God, I was so busy with this. You should see the spreadsheet that's in front of me, and I have
well done,
400 tabs open on my little Mac Mini. In fact, I'll show you. Look at this. There's the spreadsheet, and there's the 400,000 tabs open.
Oh man! You have been a busy man.
Wow!
Oh, well done.
There you go.
No, you wouldn't take so long to get ready. Excellent
we don't have.
Work.
It's like my work from yesterday.
We don't have time for any of the other segments. I apologise. We won't have time for Price Watch. We won't have time for anything else. But you guys can understand why. Gear kind of takes precedence. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it's only once a year.
Good to be back. Awesome. Nice to have the StreamYard people on as well. We do have another 3 spots available, so I don't know why no one wants to be on, but be a little baby and not come on then. I don't care.
They're all in Berlin.
They're all in Berlin, that's it, yeah.
Or on planes back.
Yeah. It was a pretty quiet show, to be honest, in terms of people.
You did a good job, Rand. It was time on target. A lot of stuff to cover, so.
30, what was it, 40-something people watching concurrently. Pretty boutique. But anyway, I understand because people aren't here. So watch it on replay. Let us know in the comments if you are watching this on replay, if you actually do get to the end of this video and you're listening to us crap on. Thank you for watching. Anyway, yay. Quick wrap-ups from Darren, everyone else. We'll just go for Darren. Quick wrap-ups.
Goodbye, and go and check out the Life We Live 2 album and have some chill time.
Yeah, do. It's great.
Yeah, definitely, Darren. Good point. Andy.
Enjoying my new friend.
Yeah, you love it.
Oh, look at that.
Everybody needs an osmos for a pillow.
It's surprisingly light, and the bag cord is killer. Get the bag, because it's also a backpack.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Okay.
Ian.
Cool.
Right. Yes, just one thing. Monday, Mo's album is out on our record label, Sinners Music. So Sinners Music Bandcamp. Go buy it if you haven't already, and thank you for those that have already bought it. But it's out on Monday.
Fantastic. Brooksy?
Is somebody trying to eat a bag of nails or something?
I think it was Ian. Sorry,
wasn't
Eddie.
me.
I think it was Eddie. Sorry.
Right. I've forgotten that. Monday night Hardware Jam stream through me and Grace being silly because it's a Eurovision meets something else. It's going to be silly. And EMOM on Wednesday in Doncaster. First Doncaster EMOM. I'm going to be at that. And probably we've got Ofsted arriving next week, so they can go and screw themselves.
Wow.
Okay, sorry, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
No, we don't know. We're just assuming. Various things make us think. Well, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry, enough.
That's right. We were gonna, Henrik. We were gonna show your video. We've probably just run out of time, mate. So, but your video is
it's okay.
Completely welcome to go and check out Henrik's YouTube channel with JX3D, and check out his. So you can, go for it now.
It's not online yet. It's only the live feed. The
okay,
cool.
One.
But it will be soon.
Yeah, it was one. As he said, one of his friends was going around Superbooth and going into various manufacturers. There was a few there. One quick bit of news that I thought I'd mention to people. There's a company in Superbooth who are showing a case called the Sputnik case by Morph Modular, and there's an Australian called Amalgamod company who is really pissed off at the moment because that company has completely ripped off his design. And he's sent cease and desist, and I just keep ignoring it. And this sort of stuff is not just the big players. There's little players against little players and stuff like that. So people just need to really, be a little bit more polite out there in the world. And this particular case was shown on Nick's Sonic State. You can see it's one of those foldable sort of cases. So it's always good to check out Mod Wiggler. If you're in Eurorack, and there's some really interesting information on there about products when they get released, because you'll find I learn a lot from it. Like, for example, I learnt when Behringer released the Abacus that Make Noise maths wasn't originally invented by Make Noise. So it was their design was the maths design is definitely theirs, but the actual algorithms and the way that
it's like a Buchla hybrid, right?
It was a Buchla hybrid, yeah. So they weren't, then again, they didn't copy Buchla. They didn't copy the layout and exactly the knob locations and labels and everything like that. It's a different thing. They probably improved it, to be honest. So yeah, just keep, that's what I'm saying. Just keep in mind when you're looking at products out there, you may want to kind of think to yourself, let's research it a bit before we insta buy stuff, because you get these little things that come out. Big congrats to Amalgamod too, by the way, who make amazing Eurorack stuff, because I had bought my rail kits from them, and they're amazing. And I think a few other people on the show know of the guy, and he's just a one-man band from Australia, so well done to him. All right, that's it. Cool. I'm going to sleep well tonight.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Gonna dash.
Thanks very much.
See you all in the chat next week or sometime. Take care, folks.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.